roll with me. You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. Coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes. was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
All right, guys, welcome. Friday. What is today? April 17th. Let me get Mr. Mike in here and get this other video off the screen. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good.
Cool deal.
Mike, aka non-ape, it says, owning the float. Oh, man. Hey, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today, guys, but just keep in mind that Mike and I maybe have a different way of approaching the trade than you, although I'm sure Mike, I'm guessing, got in the AMC and GameStop trades like I did back in 2021 for short squeezes and all of the meme stuff. But things change, and as things change, our plan of attack changes. And so I trade both stocks. And I've been out of AMC for 17 months, but I'm back in, baby, from March 20th to March 27th. You can see my buys down here at the bottom of the chart. But before we get into any more about me, I just wanted to set that up so that nobody gets their feelings hurt. We're not going to be talking about how many shares are trading in the dark pools, unless, Mike, you want to talk about that.
Everything's on the table for me, man. I have, I'm pretty direct.
We'll take questions on anything, but we're not going to be pounding the table about stuff that's not important to us. You want to ask about it, we'll give you our best answer. Mike, tell the folks about yourself. You and I have kind of a love-hate relationship, right? You were more of a GameStop guy. You got out of AMC a little bit earlier than I did in 2023, although I exited the trade also for similar reasons to you. And you're not a fan of management. People think I'm a cheerleader for management. I don't care about management. I think they're doing their job. The balance sheet is what it is. The box office is what it is. The risk factors are what they are. And I think they communicate everything. It's up to us to read them. Mike, tell us about you and how'd you get from there to here?
Well, when I was 3, I'm just totally playing. A lot of people, I'm sure you see my face around. I'm pretty direct, and when I come off and I talk about certain things, I don't talk pretty much to you. I talk at you. I have a strong point of view, and like I tell people, I could be in a room full of 100 other people and have my own opinion and be totally comfortable with that. Having a difference of opinion doesn't really bother me, and the weight that comes with it, especially on social media, it's it doesn't bother me. It's something that I'm a grown ass man. I'm 51 years old, and so I've been through a lot. And Tony, you've seen a lot. We got the gray hairs working, and so we've been around the corner a couple of times around the block. And so, but I did get into AMC originally in 2021 after watching the video of Trey. And I bought in the amount of shares. I know it was probably like, I would say it was trading around $4. So I either bought anywhere $5, $6, $7,000 worth about a week before it ran up to $25. At that time, I had a whole bunch of Doge, and they took away the buy button. We're trying to get out. Me and my better half. the Robinhood app was frozen. There was like all kinds of things going on, man. You know when your order's gonna be filled. Anyways, fast forward a little bit. I was accumulating from that point on all the way till June in the run up, and a lot of actually one of my friends in particular, shout out to Dan. He was telling me that I should sell when it was like in the 60s and 50s. He's like, you need to get out. And I was like, nah, it's gonna push up, it's gonna do this. And now he's a pretty savvy guy. He's been around for quite some while. He owns a few businesses, a couple of companies. He's pretty damn successful. And he just says that they're not gonna let it run up past what they did. And he was spot on. He's been spot on the whole time. But for me, stubborn, and I held all the way down. Um, I got out before the reverse split conversion. Now, truth be told, I did make a decent amount of money on that January 21st pop. I think it was the 21st. But that June run up, I made a lot of money on options. There was a, I actually lost money first on options. I didn't really know what I was doing, but those $40 strikes, I crushed it. I mean, I had a bunch of them and they were cheap. And when they pushed up, I mean, my account was just flipping over and over and over again along with shares. So that was cool. I cashed out on my options, and pretty much just hung out. So I made money there. And then also, when I sold, yes, breaking news, I did sell. I think it was in 2024. I'm not too sure. Might have been 24. Right before they had that announcement of the court rulings when it was denied.
I
You could
think that
probably,
was late 2023.
was that somewhere around there? I don't recall. It's been years. That's when I actually got out, and that was the first time that I was actually red. For the amount of shares that I had, I'll tell you right now, I had 24,500 shares at that time, and my dollar cost average was $6 and some change. So at some point, I averaged up from about five and change to about six something. Um, I did a $40 calls, and so when I sold, I went AB Investments. He was a YouTuber at the time. He's no
I
longer.
remember him.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a cool guy. Him and I still chat to this day. But when I sold, when they had that pop, he had Ape and AMC. My dollar cost average for AMC was pretty low. So when it popped, I was actually graying. And I think by the time I sold my whole position in the after hours, I profited like $2 and might be either 29 or 49 cents, somewhere around there. But it came up to just under 60K that I profited. And that was cool. Like it was fine. It is what it is, right? And then I was done with it. I never thought I'd get back in AMC, to be honest with you. Now, I still hang out and talk to a lot of people that are rolled with AMC, that are stuck in AMC, that have no place to go other than AMC and don't think anything else but AMC. And that's cool. We sort of just cross paths. But they would say, would you get back in if it got down to five, it got down to four, and even when it hit like three and two? And I was like, nah, this is not worth it for me. I don't see any value in it. And then finally, we're sort of jokingly like, hey, you know what? If it breaks a buck, it's there might be an opportunity. There might be some real value.
So
And
were you looking at the filings or anything, or you were just purely looking at price?
purely looking at price.
All
Plus, I
right.
also had
That's interesting to know for me.
yeah, and I had a couple of people that are in my circles and that I still hang around with. That still do a lot of stuff in business and the stock market. Uh, that I guess you could say they. I don't want to say they talked me into it, but they. I had one particular person tell me this, and it stuck with me. It's like if you have an industry, any sector that you choose, and you have the number one company in the industry in that sector, and it's $1, there has to be value there, no matter what it is. And I started just thinking about that just alone. I trade when I used to day trade. I speculate a lot about day trading, about how I make moves. I do look at the charts, obviously. I do have my own way. Of course, I used to have a bigger bankroll. I now have a couple of companies that I run and business that I do. Um, so my trading is a little bit different. I don't day trade as much anymore. But when AMC broke under $1, I just thought like there's just so much value here. And the more that I looked at it and the more I started to research it and start to understand what was going on, the movie industry is turning around, it just made more sense for me to step in. Um, you know, I didn't know how people were going to react. There's a lot of positives. There's people like, well, you're stood on their backs, but we held it down. And that's your fault. If you've been stuck in and you lost money, that's on you. I mean, I got no sympathy for you. I mean, it's not a team sport. You're a grown ass person. You know, you start
We all
blaming
have
people.
access to the same filings and financials and charts.
100%.
It's what you do with the information.
Yeah. And look, if you believe in diamond handing and hodling, cool, you know. But if other people do different things, you know, don't hate them for it.
I'm the
No.
same way, Mike. I don't hate on people for whatever they believe in. You don't see me out there harassing people. You want to believe in something that I don't believe in, that's your prerogative. But
Right.
don't hate me for having a slightly different plan. Even if we both want the same end goal, people attack each other for having different ways of approaching that goal. And I find that really, really odd. I call it gatekeeper type behavior. If you don't believe what I believe, you're a shill. Even if you're long, even if you want the price to go up, you're a shill. I don't have time for that bullshit, Mike. We've
But truth
moved
be
way
told,
past that.
yeah, but look at when I got into this whole thing, when I first got into AMC, my whole mindset was like, okay, we're diamond handed, we're hodling, we're doing all this stuff like that. And I was on board. That's why I wasn't gonna sell. Like, there's no way I'm gonna sell. Like, why would I? It's but the community and everything was different at the time. 2021, man, those were some good times. I don't think people realize how tight knit everybody was. The YouTubers, oh, they got free hugs now. It's actually switch your shirt. Uh,
Someone said my shirt's backwards.
yeah. and
Voila.
so and so, you know, the community was different, the sentiment was different, and the way people looked at things. I mean, you were during the COVID era, so people couldn't get out, and there's people getting stimulus money. And there's a lot of things that were happening, and people had savings accounts. Inflation wasn't what it was like it is now. And so for me, you know, it was like I've always made a decent amount of money, you know, for what I do. I've always been okay. But people had opportunity, and then when they took the opportunity away, now we all stood for something together. But you know, as times change, as years go by, um, there's a lot that changes, especially in the markets. A lot changes when it comes to retail investors. It comes to um, you know, these market makers and these hedge funds. One thing that I tell people, I like to explain it this way, and you might have heard me say this before, is that we're retail investors. We're amateurs. We're actually we're nobody, including myself. Absolutely nobody.
Like
But
I
when it
told
comes,
you the other day, Mike, I'm just a dummy. What do I know? You know?
and I agree with you because I'm right there. I'm right there too, man. You know, and it's like it doesn't matter how much money you and I have combined, or my circle has combined. We're never going to touch the market or be influencers in the market. We just don't have that type of capital.
Yep.
But we're going against professional athletes in their industry, which are market makers and hedge funds. And these guys, this is what they do. They eat, breathe, and sleep. And I explain it this way: it's like imagine playing. It's like you and I, Tony. If we play basketball, let's say 2-on-2 against, you know, Shaq and Kobe. You know, God rest Kobe. But and we're gonna get destroyed. But on top of that, they get to change the rules, and they know all these things that we don't. We're gonna get demolished, and that's pretty much what we're going against.
And they
And
probably
so
have the refs in their back pocket.
100%, and that's the SEC. That's Ginsler. That's, you know, I mean, you name it. You know, Citadel Securities, and you know, you can go on and on about the stuff. But I think if you don't change your mindset, you know, yes, I understand the whole diamond hand and hodling, and that's cool and all. But at some point, you got to change your mindset, and you got to start learning the markets. You got to start understanding what's going on, not only with your ticker symbol, but in the world, um, because it's going to have a major influence on the ticker symbol that you love. I don't care if it's Tesla, if it's a Mag 7, if it's one of your Nvidias, it doesn't really matter.
Mike,
Um,
one of the sayings in our Discord is don't fall in love with the stock, fall in love with your portfolio, fall in love with your account balance. Treat it like a freaking child. Don't let damage happen to it. Don't fall in love with the ticker, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, you know, and
Fall in love with protecting your capital.
it's, you know what, I'll
There's
disagree
no
with you a
honor
little
in
bit.
losing money, Mike.
Some people would disagree with that, right? Because they held it down, right? We
Well,
actually,
what is
you
their
and I are,
choice? What other choice do they have than to say I'm doing it for the honor? Fuck that. Come on, guys.
remember, we're still in valor. We're still in valor. Like, are you serious, bro?
I heard someone accuse you of stolen valor for coming in and buying under $1. I have not been accused of stolen valor yet, but I was pre-accused, Mike, of
What's pre-accused?
I was pre-accused a couple weeks ago that when I bought that it was going to be on the backs of the apes who carefully hodled for the last 17 months. I'm like, hey, man, I've been sharing my reasons why, and you chose to ignore it. And you went one path, I went another path. And I don't understand how that's stolen valor. But
I
yeah,
think
I was pre-accused of the same thing.
I think you can actually I think you can fall in love with the stock because and here's my explanation for that is that for me, before I got an AMC, there's an AMC in Covina, which is down in Southern California where I live. I'm in California, for everybody that don't know. And in my youth, like my late teens and my 20s, now I didn't always do things the right way. I ran the streets a little bit and did a little bit of this and that.
Did you ever tag a train, Mike?
You name it, the train, subway, well, the subways will be the cars down by the projects that railroad tracks. There's like walls by
I
the
don't know how
freeway
I
and
knew
Southern
that.
Street.
I just got a vibe like Mike's probably tagged a fucking cargo car on the railroad tracks.
Hey man, you want me graffiti, dude? I can throw down still. I still just do some crazy stuff, man. I can still draw. I draw very well. I mean, it's like you need me to tag you something, I got you, bro.
All
You want to
right.
spray paint something? Yeah,
All
need some
right.
flare
Come down
caps. We're
here to
good.
Texas and teach me one of these days. Let's go
And
get arrested together, Mike.
who's gonna bail us out, man? So, going to AMC is what I did on my downtime. Take my nephews and they were little at the time, and in between things that I had to do from here and there, I would actually go to AMC and go hang out in the movie theaters. I knew everybody there, and
Do you
so
live near AMC? Because I keep on seeing you doing videos in front of an AMC. I'm like, this motherfucker, like he walks out the door, he's filming in front of an AMC.
so the AMC
What's
that I
your
go
trick
to,
there, man?
I actually own it. I actually own the AMC
Oh,
theater that I
okay.
go to. No, no, that's a joke. I
I
don't
know,
own
I know, I
AMC.
know.
No, somebody's gonna say he's a liar. He don't. No, no, I don't. So where I'm actually no, I'm in a resort right now, which is called Pachanga. A lot of people know in Southern California where Pachanga Resort and Casino is. Now my house is about 15, 20 minutes away from here. People say, why do you stay at a resort? Well, I got a lot of things going on and I have meetings and have conference calls at like tonight later on tonight I have another one. So I got kids, so I can't do all this stuff at home with kids. So I'm always here. But in between, there's an AMC which is in Temecula. It's right next door. And so literally if I could drive 7 to 10 minutes and be at AMC. At my other place in LA, I have a house in LA. There's also an AMC. There's actually three AMCs. There's one in Arcadia, which is 12 minutes from my house. There's one in Covina, which is like 15 to 20 minutes. And then there's also one in Montebello, which is like another 12 minutes. So I'm surrounded by AMCs. And everywhere I go, there's an AMC. So it's pretty easily accessible. So it's not too bad. But like you were saying in your Discord, it's like you can fall in love with a ticker. And, now, since I saw a video of Trey and he said AMC is the reason why I bought AMC. If it was
Mhm.
GME or if it was something else, I probably wouldn't have gotten in all honesty. What I used to do is just somebody would say, hey, check out this stock, LMNOP. And I'm like, cool. And I'd buy a whole bunch of it. And then I'll forget about it for 3, 4, 5 months and I'll check it. Oh, I made money or I lost money. Okay, cool. Take that up. Let me go buy another whatever, 5, 6, 10, $12,000 worth of shares. And that's it. And that was my trading at the time until I bought AMC. And so um being having a little love for AMC, right? Because you're sort of you sort of grew up with it. It's cool, but I think you got to also learn how to separate your emotion from the trade itself. You can love the stock, you can love the ticker symbol, you can do all that, but just try to separate your emotions from the trade. Um, no, I got caught up in that personally, but as I start to understand what was going on in the markets and start to understand again, not to get too deep into it, but Adam Aaron and things that I felt that were wrong, um, emotion went away from it, and I went more so like, what's the right thing to do? And it was to exit my position. Now, did I think I was going to exit with a profit? Actually, at the time, I didn't. So the first chance that I had to get back into the green. I did, and that's exactly what I did. And a lot of people were upset. People understood. People were calling me a shill and all many other things. You're going to lose out on the squeeze, and it's going to be two, three, $400, and you're going to miss out. Don't come crying back, and that's totally fine. But over the years since I've been gone, the amount of messages that I got via, people email me at onlythefloat@gmail.com, or they send me stuff on Twitter or X now, or even on YouTube, and they were like, "Hey, man, like we were wrong. I wish that we listened to you. You did right, and I did right by my family and what I felt was right. So, just follow your gut, and a lot of people don't afraid to do that.
I
Especially,
have so many people, Mike, just like you. I get arrows in the back, knives in the back. People hate me. I call myself jokingly the most hated AMC YouTuber that is out there. Although you're probably a close second, Mike. I'm also the number 2 short squeeze specialist, as voted by my Discord. But what was I going to say?
I don't know, but if I knew, would you still ask me the same question?
Yeah, look, people will throw arrows in your back, shoot arrows in your back because what, you have a different plan than them. But in the Discord, here's where I was going with this story. In the Discord, over the last 2023 3 years, Mike, there were literally people that I know, that I talked to, friends through the internet, some of them down 6 digits in AMC, that completely repaired their position. How did they do that? Look at the chart of AMC over the last 3 years. Would you think that you could trade AMC and repair a 6-digit loss, Mike?
It is possible.
It
But you would
is
have to have a
possible. Not only
combination
it's
of
possible, I have factual, actual people that have done it. 4, 5, and 6-digit positions repaired by letting go of the social media nonsense and just applying normal trading logic. Buy when it's cheap, sell in run-ups, maybe sell some options if volatility is high and you can make some money on it. Not trying to steer anybody into options. I'm just saying the tools that we employed were tools available to anybody, but you had to let go of the, I'm scared that it's going to moas. You had to let that go. Does that make sense, Mike?
100%. But another thing too is that a lot of people become very lazy, very lazy. They want to put money into a ticker symbol, and then they want to become rich. They want to be filthy rich,
I know.
and then what they want to do is they actually, you make your 30%, your 20%, and that's not enough because we're so used to, the hundreds and the thousands of percent. So when the meme stock frenzy, here's my opinion. It's a very strong one. What happened in 2021, it's never going to happen again.
I say that often, Mike. We're not in 2021 anymore. People, listen to what Mike and I are saying. We're not in 2021 anymore, Mike.
Exactly, 100%. And for people that are watching, Tony and I, we disagree on a lot of things.
We do. Mike probably hates me. He
I,
probably
I see.
goes home and punches his wife and kicks a dog. Fucking Tony DeNaro. I'm just teasing.
And it's like we disagree on a lot of things, but I think the thing is that we take emotion out of the play. Number one, we're not emotional. I think it's because we're seasoned, right? Number two is that we try to educate ourselves. Look, I'm the furthest thing from being smart when it comes to the market. I've learned a lot since I got into AMC, since I got into the stock market. I did hold a pretty sizable position in GameStop. Overall, I no longer have that position. I got out, and I did take a little loss. I recovered it with some options. I was lucky on this options play, and I ended up making a whole bunch of money. I bought some options, and GME just popped up 7, 11, 12 bucks, whatever it is, just boom. And they crushed it in the span of hours, and I had no idea why. And truth be told, I'll be fully transparent with this. I actually called Marantz. I know that's a sore topic, on both sides right now. But I called him up and I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out." And then that was pretty much it. I ended up selling all those options and taking all my money. And so overall, I became ingrained because of that. It's just pure luck. Pure luck. That's all
What
it
year
was.
was that, Mike?
Um,
Was that like when it dipped to $9,
I don't remember offhand, to be honest with you.
$10, whatever?
It
You
was
remember
above.
you and I?
It was above
Remember
nine
you
and
and I
$10.
had some bets. You said GameStop would never go below $10.
I think I know we had some bets. I know I'm like 0 for 3 with you.
You've
But
pushed
yeah,
that.
I
You've
think
pushed
I
that
won
out of
one.
your memory. I don't blame you. I think I won the first 2 bets, and we kept on doing double for nothing, and we got even. You won the 3rd bet, so
Yeah,
we're even. We're even, Steven.
yeah. I know it was a case of beer that I had a couple coming to you, but something like that wine. I don't know what it was, but But that's pretty much
Are
it. You
are you
know,
still in GameStop, by the way?
no, I have no GameStop
All right.
position at all. None.
I do have
Zero.
GameStop, Mike, just so you know. Don't hate me. I have GameStop
No.
just over $20. I had some warrants. I did sell them this week, a day early, as it turns out. But I made 17% and change on them. The warrants were getting run down in price, and
Right.
of course, as I said in the Discord, I'm going to sell my warrants, watch the price run. What happened the next day? The price went up. Of
Yeah,
course,
it
it
happens.
always works out that way. I don't care about that. Look, I took the easy layup, 17%, and I still have all my shares, and I got
Hey, Tony,
a
we should
safe
rap
cost
battle.
basis. So
We should rap battle to settle the bet. Rap battle.
rap
Mike,
battle. Is that what someone said in the chat? Y'all should
yeah, it
rap
was.
battle.
Is that clear?
Mike would win. He's from California. I ain't around that shit.
I can
Mike,
spit
you want
some
to do a
game, man.
bachata dance off? I'll fucking smoke you.
Probably, dude. Probably, man. Let's see. Andy asked me, do I own any, what's that? RLAIF? No, I do not.
Railtown, that's a little OTC, very speculative AI ticker that we're trading. It's look, this is my one pitch for Railtown. In Canada, it trades on the CSE under the ticker Rail. In the US, they have a secondary listing on the OTC under the ticker RLAIF. This is a pre-revenue AI sovereign Canadian company that the co-founders of BlackBerry just invested money in this company. And we are expecting that they're going to turn from pre-revenue to revenue in Q1, which we'll find out about end of May. I don't have any numbers like revenue. I have no revenue targets. I have no price targets. I've been very conservative, as you would expect Tony to be, buying this thing cheaply, patiently, slowly, under 30 cents. And look, there's YouTubers out there, Mike, saying this 34-cent stock is going to $55 by May. That's not me, Mike.
You sure?
What do you think I'd be happy with, Mike, on this 34-cent stock if they
Man.
report revenue?
Let me tell you right now, if you get that, if you bought it at 35 cents and under, and it went to shit $1, man, you call that a win, and
Yeah,
quickly.
you would. But
Quickly.
see, I would call that a win. I have no idea what the revenue is going to be, though. Is it going to be $1 million annualized revenue? Is it going to be 10 million, 100 million? I don't know. But they have a partnership with TELUS, which is a huge tech company in Canada that just built NVIDIA outfitted hyperscaler facility, and they have a revenue share agreement. So we're expecting some revenue. That is the pitch. This is the most speculative type of trade you could get in. I'm not recommending it to any of you. This is for the total degens.
And for 1995,
I'm just saying, Mike, since someone brought it up in the chat. I do have a position long in that trade, but I have no idea how it's going to come out. But
I'll tell you what I have.
I am optimistic.
I have when it comes to shares, the only shares that I have are AMC, and my dollar cost average now, I actually average up to like $1.04 point something, right? So I'm at $1.04. Options, my options are up about actually I lied, it was like 440 or 50% overall for my options. Pretty sizable position when it comes to options. I have no long shares, and the only thing I do, I'll day trade, I'll scalp, I get in and out. That's pretty much it. But when it comes to shares, the only shares I have are AMC. I said this before, and the only options that I have that I'm just holding on to that's long is the 820, is it 821, I believe it is, the $2 strike price, and also the 128.28 $2 strike price. I have a ton of everything, and that's what I'm just holding on to.
Were you expecting, Mike, that by this week we'd see $1.80, $1.85? You and I chatted last night on like one or two messages, and I asked you what you were thinking we would close at. What did you answer me? Do you remember?
Yeah, I told you that that I would like to see between $1.65 and $1.75. I think that's a nice little range right there. That's what I thought it would be.
Do you remember what I told you?
$1.50, right?
I said I was scared it was going to go down to $1.50. $1.86, you guys. The funny thing is, Mike, what I didn't tell you, even though my Discord knew this, I bought $1.50 and $2 calls.
Mhm.
Even though I
Okay.
was scared it would go down to $1.50, my optimistic self said, what if, Tony? What if?
Let me ask you,
And
why did you think it was going to go to $1.50?
because of the open interest and people taking profits from that, and then the market makers unhedging any shares that they had and dropping the price. That was my concern. We've seen that happen many times, like on GameStop, when there's high open interest and people are hyping it up,
Right.
and then the price just fades in the last hour of a Friday. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's what I was worried about. Thank God that didn't happen. Look at this fucking chart, Mike. We had the exact opposite of that. Up 15.5%.
Yeah, we're talking and here's the thing is in our Discord, we're actually talking about it this morning. And they asked me the same question. I answered you $1.65 to $1.75, and I said my close just right before market opened this morning was I said $1.80. Um, I even screenshot that. I said $1.80, and they're just like, why? For me, I think the momentum was just too much. It was just too great with everything that's coming about, and especially the movie slate. There was nothing that said otherwise. I know that you could look at the option chain, but the momentum is the momentum, and especially if you take everything away from AMC, just forget AMC for a second. You look at USO, and that's something that I've been following quite closely, and made a ton of money on USO oil. For people who don't know, is that when USO was actually going down, AMC was going up. And I'm not saying this track, coin for coin, but it's actually following the market pretty well. And that's not something we haven't seen on AMC in quite some time. And it's also not following exactly with GME. Usually you get GameStop and you have AMC flow together. They're actually
AMC
flowing
can't
opposite
follow
ways.
anything because it's being wrecked by its own corporate actions. That's the problem. That's why I asked you earlier, are you looking at just the chart or the filings? Because we've been telling people for 17 months, Mike, what was going to happen to the price
Yeah.
by reading the filings. Every fucking clue that you wanted to know was in the loan documents, the debt documents about where the
See,
price was headed.
and you said, did it say oil? Yes, I did say oil. And then you said RA078 says, I'm scared of AE dilution. Here, I want to go on the limb, and I'll say this again. You know me, I speak my mind, and I don't have any proof, but these are my feelings and hunches, and this is what I think. There's not going to be a reverse split in 2026 at all. He's not going to say anything like that, and even if he did, it won't happen until 2027. So you can literally take that off the table. I know people say, well, he can mention it on Monday, he can mention it over the weekend. Yes, but there's still so many things that he has to do in order for that to happen. It's going to take some time. It's not going to happen. If he mentions that, hey, we're going to have a reverse split, and he mentions that on Monday, people think it's going to happen on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. There's a whole lot of time, a whole lot of things that needs to be done in order for that to happen. Especially with the momentum now, I just don't see that happening in 2026.
Even if there was, Mike, it's not like a reverse split's going to be a surprise. He's got to schedule a vote. You're going to have time to react to it.
Exactly. There's so many that has to take place in order for that to happen. And I said, I don't see that being done in 2026 at all. Like it doesn't even, that's not even like all my things of, you can list 100 things of AMC. That's not even on the list. I literally, for me, I completely took a reverse split completely off the table in 2026. It's not
I
even on my
have not
radar.
taken it off the table. I'm just, I've told people I have no way of quantifying the probability because that is totally a management discretion item. There is
Hmm.
no reason for them to do a reverse split unless they just say, we don't want the price at $1.80. And then what do? How do we predict that? We can't.
Well, the price is not going to be $1.80 much longer. It's going to reach $2 by next week.
I
And
know, but I'm saying if they want it to be $20 instead of $2, Mike, how do we predict that? You and I can't predict that. That's a Sean Goodman call, the CFO.
yeah. Well, I'll go on a limb and say that's not happening in 2026. If I'm
I'm
wrong,
going
I'm
to go
wrong.
out
But
on a limb and say I don't know. So if it happens, it happens, and we'll talk about it at the moment it happens. But I'm also not worried about it, Mike.
yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. What do you think will happen with Q1 earnings?
Yeah, let me add. Let's get to Q1 earnings because I see the comment. Is that going to affect the price? But first, I want to talk to the people that are asking in the comments and many people that have messaged me on YouTube or X today and saying, "Aren't you worried about more dilution, guys?" There is a open dilution right now. February 9th, the company opened a $150 million equity raise, hybrid ATM slash forward collar forward agreement. And that is not closed. So all of you that are worried about more dilution, like, do you understand there's one ongoing right now? Mike, did you know that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just waiting for the 8K on that, but it's not. I thought that was be done, and then we have an 8K. It
Yeah,
hasn't even
all
been
of
dropped
us
yet.
anyone that listens to my channel regularly, like, we're all shocked that we haven't got an 8K, that it's done. I know you were certain. You told me at the beginning of April, it's done, baby, it's done. I was right there with you, Mike. I thought it probably was done, but now here we're halfway into April and we got no 8K, so it's not done.
That pushed down to under $1. Had to push down.
That is what pushed it down. Absolutely.
And that's what I thought that it was going to be complete at that time.
That's why I
Then
started buying at the end of March, because I thought it was going to be done.
right, then it popped up slightly, then it got pushed down a lot more, and that wasn't because of the dilution. It was because of the market, because oil just boom, it went through the roof, and that's what I was like, okay, and that's where I was like, okay, that's done. But how many shares has AMC sold into the market so far?
I have a
3.
spreadsheet where I'm tracking that, Palm Preller. I think the last filing that we got, I'll pull it up. The last filing that we got from the company gave that answer, and I'm thinking it was somewhere around 40 million shares. Tracking 30-day average. No, not that. Not interest estimation. Not free cash flow. Oh, 2026 equity raise. Here we go, Mike. So right here on the left-hand side was the one they did a year ago, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Right-hand side in this box is the one that they're doing right now. And the last official communication we had was March 24th. They had sold 40 million shares, Pon Preller. 40 million shares, which is, let's say, roughly $40 million, Mike, by the end of March 24th.
Yeah.
So my guess was, just like over here in 2025, they were going to only do 36% of them at the market and the rest through a forward agreement. That's what I guessed. Look, 36%, 32%, but it didn't happen. So this is what I love about tracking data and then testing our theories. My theory was wrong. So now the only way I close this out is to get the final 8K and see what they did. So will they do more dilution? Look, there's $150 million they're raising right now that is not complete. We're happy, I think most of us, if they're selling at $1.80 instead of destroying the price below $1, wouldn't you say, Mike?
That to dilute more right now at this
If
price?
they're trying to raise 150 million, wouldn't you rather them be doing it at $1.86 than 93 cents?
Yes. If they haven't completed yet, look at again. I'm conspiracy theory, right? That I think all of this is controlled by a big portion. If they need X amount of dollars, yes, they want it to run up. And is this run up, justified? Absolutely, it's justified for a lot of reasons. The actors, the writers, you have the movie slate. What's the other one? The offering possibly being done, which we don't have an AK for.
And the price was artificially pushed down due to the debt documents and the lenders jockeying through shorting the stock to get the best deal for themselves.
Look at let me just say this, is that when you have peak fear, okay, I don't care what ticker symbol, if it's something that you follow, if you have peak fear, and that's what you're getting. You had AMC approaching $1, and the only thing you ever heard was what was reverse split. You heard dilution, you heard delisting, and you heard 50 cents. Not go shorty, it's your birthday. I'm talking about like 50 cents. That's the price. Gonna be the ticker symbol. that right there, and that was just being pounded over and over and over, whether it was bots, whether it was influencers, whether it was non-influencers, haters, short sellers, it doesn't
Haters,
really matter.
pessimistic
It,
people,
it
people
was
that want
being,
everybody to lose. They enjoy your pain. I don't get these people, Mike. The people
yeah,
that
but
enjoy seeing people lose money.
right, but here's the thing: is they were just pounding it so much when it broke a dollar. Again, going back to the thing, it's like that's when I just realized, like, we're at peak fear. There's value in just the price of this ticker symbol.
That's where
Like,
that's
it's
the
just value. It just made
one of the
sense.
things, Mike, that you and I are totally aligned on. Like if you're honing in on that, I've said this many times. When everybody else hates it, that's when I start liking it the most.
Yes, yes. Especially when it broke a dollar. Like,
I
here's a
saw, Mike, some of these fucking popcorn project YouTubers making videos at $1 saying they were buying puts on AMC. I was like, that's my signal to go long, baby. These project popcorn dimwits are buying puts when it's trading at $1. I'm going long.
all right. Let me ask you a question, Tony.
What's up?
You ready for it?
Yeah.
How much have you been paid to talk facts about AMC?
I've never been paid by any company for anything. No opinions, no talking points, nothing. And I have a disclaimer on every video. I've got it on my X profile.
All right.
I've said this a million times. Everything I talk about is my own due diligence, my own thoughts, my beliefs. No one tells me what to say. I barely talk to anyone, period. And that's why I'm so hated. But
Yeah.
you know, when you have independent thought that might go against the group think, the cult think, the circle the wagons, ostrich head in the sand think, people's best way to invalidate your very valid due diligence is to say that you're paid. Mike, it happens to me in every ticker that I trade. Even when I'm long, I can get pre-accused of working for the shorts. Even the Railtown people. You heard the pitch I just gave of Railtown on why I'm long. I've been long the stock for almost a year. They think, Mike, I work for the shorts. Every fucking ticker. Some of you guys are just cuckoo in el cabeza, la cabeza.
People are saying, now, people say that I was paid to talk bad about AMC. They said I'll do that for free. But I did have two offers. I can't, I've talked to some attorneys about this. I can't go public with it because there's all kinds of stuff. But I was actually 2.5 years or 2 years, 2.5 years, whatever it was offered money, good money. I think it was like between $300 and $500 a video to come back and talk negative about AMC. And I was like, I thought it was fake and it was actually real. And so when I brought it to the people that are in my circle, and they're like, bro, like what? I'm like, I'll do that for free. I don't need to get paid. Like it was just one of those type of things where it was pretty trippy. And I'm like, is this the time? And that was the time where I was starting to hit the dollar. And I was like, okay, like something's up here. Now I wanted to just come out public and show it. There's a lot of ramifications for stuff like that. And I didn't know, to be honest with you. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney. Um, there's just a lot of things that can go south,
A
especially
lot of
with
ramifications for what?
for I guess I don't want to say exposing, but just putting it out there of the companies that offered me money to talk bad about AMC.
Oh,
And so
I've never
um
been offered money to talk bad about AMC or talk good for it.
yeah, talk good for
If you
me.
know someone
That's
who's paying to talk about a company that I'm long on and have been an A-list member for the past 5 years, let me know. I have been offered money, Mike, from some shitty. I'm sorry. I have been offered money from some penny stock type
right.
companies.
But it's
Uh,
different though. Because
what?
they're coming out to offer you money to talk about them and just to actually get them out there. That's a little bit
Yeah,
different.
but
There-
the ones that offered me money, I talked to the management, I talked to investor relations, I looked at the financials and said, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
right.
They were like, name your price. I can't do it. I don't believe in what I see here. If I
Right.
believe in it and you want to pay for me,
Mhm.
fine. And I will disclose it as required by SEC regulations. But
Right.
I'm not stupid. I don't want to go to jail. No one fucking pays me for anything. And if they did, I would properly disclose it. I'm not a dum-dum.
Yeah. 100%. Somebody asked me in the comments, when am I going to be moving to Texas? truth be told, I was gonna move to Texas a few years ago. Actually, have you heard of Pflugerville?
Pflugerville, isn't that where Casey Shaw lives?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. He blocked me a long time ago.
He blocked me too.
um, it, it might be the mobile home park next to his. I'm not really sure, but now there was an area out there. We're gonna buy like a few houses out there. It's supposed to be up and coming and nice, and then you know that was the closest I ever thought about moving to Texas. We actually went out. I actually didn't go out. We had some friends go out. They actually bought two houses over there. We were going to buy the other three. It just didn't work out. It just didn't. It just didn't fit. It just didn't roll. There's something about it, and we never went out there. So now,
Someone saying Ape Father said that I got paid. How was this, like 4 years ago? Is he trying to throw me under the bus right now?
I have no idea,
Because
man.
I got a couple things to say about him if he's saying it right now. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, Mike.
No, it's all good. When I
Didn't mean to do that.
no, you get accused of a lot of things, right? I mean, I've been accused of tons of stuff. That's why I'm so just direct and just come out and say what I say, and I, my opinions are my opinions, right? I'm just very direct with it. I mean, I'm not here to please anybody. Um, yeah, Pflugerville, yeah, Boston. I'm not here to please anybody, it's just the way I think. It's just how I do things. I don't have any other way of doing them, right? You want some sympathy, look between R and T in the dictionary. Other than that, I'm just gonna be me, and I'm not here to appease anybody. You already know, Tony. You can't appease 100% of the people, so why even try? I mean, it doesn't even make sense to. You do what you do, and just stay in your lane, and handle your business accordingly, and you do what's comfortable, and as I do, I stay in my lane. And obviously our styles are completely different. I'll go out on the limb and I'll say like this, and this is what I think, and put myself out there. And you're a little more reserved and relaxed, and two different styles, but it is what it is. Just and look at it here. After what, 4 years or how many years it's been? This is the first time we actually spoke live. Ever.
I think Claybro blocked me also for maybe questioning him on a couple things. Someone asking about Claybro. I forgot about him 3 years ago. Mike, I don't think you and I are that different in a lot of ways. I
Mhm.
also say what is on my mind. I don't care how popular or unpopular it is. What I care about, Mike, is being correct.
Right.
And I
I got you.
also will tell you, I'm not always going to be correct.
Are
And
you afraid to be wrong more
if
than
I'm
you are?
wrong, that's fine. If I'm wrong, look, no one is correct 100% of the time. If you're going to come on anybody's channel and criticize them because they got something wrong, you're a dumb. No one is correct 100% of the time. But some of us have the fucking cojones to come out here and tell you what we think and why. I
Mhm.
do that. Mike, you do that. And
100%.
all of y'all complaining and sniping, you got little tiny shriveled up balls because you don't have the balls to make a channel and share your opinion. You just want to go snip on other people. Well,
You
look,
know.
Mike, you're not going to get everything right. I know I'm
Mhm.
not going to get everything right. And we will own it if we don't. But we say what we say to try and help people. I do genuinely believe, Mike, even though you and I disagree on certain things, that you have a desire to help people by sharing your viewpoint.
Right. And you can take your viewpoint, my viewpoint, and anybody else's viewpoint, and come to your own conclusion and make your own decision. I think that's what you need to be. That's what you need to do as an individual. He said Trey turned into a caveman. Yes, yes, he did. He has tons of hair. That's pretty funny. Actually, I was
Do you
gonna say
know,
something.
Mike? I don't know if you know this about me. I have all my life been a very traditional investor, but as 2020 happened, the COVID thing, blah blah blah, many of us turned more to day trading and
Hmm.
then to meme stocks. And I was watching the GameStop thing and I completely underestimated it because that was not my wheelhouse, right? I was a traditional investor for 30 years. And I saw the GameStop thing. I was like, holy shit, I missed the boat on that in January 2021. And I started looking in 20, later in late May, probably like you and many other people. And I found Trey and Matt, and I bought a little bit of AMC. And then I levered up with call options as it moved up. I got in, I don't know, $4, $5, $6, $7. I don't even remember. But it wasn't the amount of shares that I bought, Mike. It was the call options.
Right.
And I remember very vividly the day of my son's graduation, as he's out there on the fucking football field, the price is going through the roof. I'm like, holy shit, what do I do? What? The numbers are going like an odometer, Mike, because I
Right.
kept on levering up the call options. It's easy, low risk, and it was flying. And I got home and I sold the call options. I booked a bank. I don't, look, guys, you know me by now. I'm not a degenerate gambler, but I made 50 to 70,000. I forget what it was on selling call options in AMC back in 2021. And I rolled a little bit of that into some shares, which I watched bleed out for the next few years, thinking maybe we'd get a second squeeze. But there was never any point at which I was going to be red in the AMC play after that June run up. The reason I started my channel, Mike, is because I was pissed at Trey and Matt for encouraging people buying options as the price moved to 40, 50, 60, 70. They were still buying options. I'm like yelling at my screen, what the fuck are you doing? Lock in the gains.
Right.
And I would message them and they would never answer me back. And those of you who have taken the time to message me, I answer you back. I don't like this persona that Matt and Trey created where they encourage people to blow money at the top and they never had any accountability for it. Now, yes, I gave a little bit of money back from 2021 to 2023, but I was never going to be in the red on the play. And then, Mike, I took my profits in 2021. Immediately after I sold those call options, I rolled them into Ethereum and Bitcoin. And you can go look at the price action, what happened to those two cryptos right after AMC ran. I made more money on that and then sold that. So you don't have to worry about me and AMC. Why have I covered it for the last few years? Because nobody's covering it honestly.
So let me rewind a little bit. Somebody had mentioned Clay Bro, and I honestly have to give him props because when I first started YouTube, I reached out to a bunch of Trey and Matt Kors and all the regular guys. And what advice, what pointers would you give me? And the only person who was to respond because I was fresh off the block was Clay Bro, and he actually we had a conversation. He's like, just be you, man. He's like, you just, you have your own personality, you have your own way of doing things and how you speak. And he's like, don't try to be anybody else and just be direct. And, seem like being upfront and direct and blunt is your style. He goes, it doesn't, if you try to be anything different, it's gonna come off as fake. And and then every time I made a video, he'll actually send me a message and he'll be like, hey, like you should try this or try that. And so he gave me tips about getting started and so he was always cool. I'm always cool with him.
I was
I know
always
that.
cool with him too, Mike, until he started pumping SHIB or whatever. And then I had a couple comments like, you're going to fuck people up. And he blocked me.
Yeah, I mean, look at if you can't take it. Here's one thing that I try to tell people, and this goes. I mean, all the people that have, an emoji for a profile pic. That I don't care what I offer these people to come on my channel and to show their face, and they can have the whole floor to say whatever they want to say, whether it's against me, positive, I don't care. The only thing I ask you, just show your face, just like we're talking now, and you can tell me whatever you need to say or express your opinion. You can have as much time as you need. And over the years, not one person has tried to do it or even offered. One guy, he did say he was going to do it, and for some reason his phone didn't work, then his internet connection went down. It was always something, right? And then
Always something.
it's always something, right? I mean, look how easy it is to get on to do this. Now your setup is it's nicer than most, but it's like it's easy. It's not rocket science. It's literally just pressing the button and just popping right on. And that's how I did my live streams, right? So even to this day, if anybody ever hears this or watches this, if you don't like me or AMC or just how I go about things, you have the whole floor. I said I'll just go live. There's no monetization. There's nothing. There's no. I won't even
The
interrupt you. You
problem
can
is,
say whatever
Mike,
you want.
people, as soon as you extend that invitation, they don't want to talk about the stock. They just want to drag you through the mud, which is
But no one has accepted the challenge yet. Not once.
I
sent
know,
out
but even
links.
if they did, like, your buddy, the GameStop pumper, they don't want to actually debate facts. They just want to drag people through the mud like a fucking fifth grader. They don't want to have an honest discussion because they can't. They can't.
Well, the GameStop guy's not my buddy no more. That shit's beneath me, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say
I
about
saw
that.
what happened. Like, you saw an opportunity in AMC. The stock is fucking run 100%, Mike, and he's still sitting there. How much does Highcroft run? 5,000%. He spent 5 years talking bad about it. Like,
I didn't even know it ran up, to be honest with you.
cult leader, gatekeeper, ostrich in the sand, I only buy one stop, Nimrods are the worst thing that has happened to social media because they're not interested in honest discussion.
Well,
they will lose a
the
debate,
mountaintop.
Mike, and then leave the debate, go to their channel and say they won. While
Hang on real quick.
any objective person saw they got fucking steamrolled.
Mr. Premium said, question of the day, better ticker, AMC or GameStop? Let me answer that because I said this in my video before. I said that a couple weeks ago. If you had $100 and you put $100 in AMC and you put $100 into GameStop, you'll make more money in AMC than you will GameStop in 2026. I stand by that fully. Because now, granted, you do have more shares of AMC than you would have GameStop, and GameStop would have to have much bigger moves than AMC. That's just common sense, right? But we're talking about the end result being money. And so I'm a big believer in 2026. You have a better chance of making more money in AMC with $100 than you do of GameStop making 100 with $100. So I think right now, short term is AMC. Long term, who knows? I mean, I don't know what Rand Cohen's doing. I have no idea what's going on. They keep everything so secretive. Is that hurting them? Is that beneficial? Who knows? I'm not in the play. I don't care to be in the play. Everybody over there, they have their own opinions, and just like we have our own opinions here, it's totally fine. It's agree to disagree. Would I ever get back in the GameStop? I have no idea. Right now, I'm not going to get into any plays long because I don't trust the market. I don't trust what's going on.
Can I show you my GameStop chart?
GameStop chart? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I just want to put this up here, guys, because I told I want to give you guys the information here on YouTube, the same as I do my Discord. But Discord, I'm in Discord from 5, 6 a.m. till 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 p.m. a.m. every night. They get all the information. Can you hear me now? No sound. All right. What I was saying, I'm sorry about that, is that I've been buying GameStop down here in the low 20s because it's just a fraction above fair value right there. That's fine. Maybe I get wrecked if it drops under $20. I'm not worried about that. I don't have a big enough GameStop position that if it trades sideways for a year or 5 years, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not all in on GameStop. It's not my only ticker. All right. It's a swing trade for me, and it has been a swing trade for me since the day they did the 4-for-1 split. What I was saying is I sold a little bit here at 24.32 back in January. I tried to sell some this week at 25.75. I did not have this supply zone drawn here. I was thinking we'd retrace back up to here, 27, 28 bucks. Now we have two touches. 1, 2. Look, I sold too early right here. This right here is this wick. That's where I sold. And then it ran up to 20, almost $26. I left almost $2 on the table. Still a good trade. It was only a partial of my position. I tried to dump a little more today at 25, this week at 25.75. Didn't hit. But because it didn't hit and we got two touches, I added a new supply zone. And I will use this as my next bracket for GameStop. 25.23 to 25.99. I'm going to start selling at 25.25. I tried 25.75. It didn't hit. And that's okay. My cost basis is cheap. My position size is who cares? If it runs because Ryan Cohen does something sweet with $9 billion, if it runs to 40 or 80 bucks, cool. I'll be ecstatic just like anybody else, but I'm not a one stock cult. You only should buy GameStop dipshit. It's a trade among many. It's a speculative trade. It's a trade that's been trapped in this demand zone to supply zone for a long time, other than when Roaring Kitty comes up. Last time, thank you, Roaring Kitty, I sold at 33.02. Waited a long ass time to buy back for 20 bucks. The GameStop people hate me for this shit. But GameStop was my teacher of why you let the social media fucking cult leaders go and you just trade it like a normal stock, a high volatility normal stock. Mike, what do you think?
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So short in GameStop, I think that's dangerous. Just what you just said, the fact that it could actually run up in any given moment. The question is that I know that there's a lot of things that are behind the scenes. This is one thing I don't like about the play itself. Um, there's someone that says that they put Rand Cohen, they give too much faith to Rand Cohen. I'm neither here or there with it. When I was in it and for my position, I was in it for the trade. I wasn't looking for some upside. If something happened, great. Was it going to be in the long term? Possibly at the time, but a lot of things changed within my situation. Had to do with business and my companies that I run. Needed capital, so I had to close that out. But I don't look at GameStop as an investment for me personally. That's not something I want to touch. Again, for the unknown, there's a big question mark there. If it ran up a couple of dollars, I don't think there's going back to again. I don't think there's enough value right now at the price tag where it's at of 20 some dollars at 24, 23 bucks. If it runs up to 30, that's not enough value for me right there. There's too many things that can actually go wrong or to lose money in that aspect. I know people can say the same thing with AMC, but if you get in at a dollar cost average price that makes sense, which is under a buck or a dollar for now, to me that makes all the sense in the world because look at where we're at sitting at 95% upside as well with the options of 440, 50%. So people say, well, I take my profits now. No, because of my scenario of what I believe and what I've done, it's like there's still plenty upside for when it comes to AMC. So GameStop and AMC, I don't put them together and I don't even look at GameStop anymore. I do have it right under AMC because they go together. That's how I know if they're one's moving, one's not. But I do see the price. It's there from my stock list. But I usually just glance at it, but I don't have nothing to do with it. And in the near future, I won't have nothing to do with it because there's just too many question marks regarding it.
I own it, Mike, only for a side bet that Ryan Cohen does something cool with 9 billion bucks. But I will admit and acknowledge, just like many people in my Discord, look, we're very rational investors. There is a chance that any acquisition GameStop does could be dilutive to existing shareholders. There's no guarantee that the price is going to go up. They might issue shares to buy somebody, Mike, which increases the market cap but dilutes existing shareholders. I don't want to be on the wrong side of that bet. Does that make sense?
It makes all the sense. Yes, that makes all the sense.
Everybody is convinced that no matter what Ryan does, it's going to make them millionaires. I don't know that. It depends on what he does. And
I
he
don't want
has
to
not
have.
communicated what his plan is. So
Well,
we're just all out in the wind here, hanging.
here's another thing though. For Ryan not to say anything, people say that's a disservice. My opinion, I don't think it is. I think he's doing a great service to his GameStop foundation of diamond handlers, hodlers. In honesty, this is my opinion, right? I think by him not saying anything is the best thing he can do, because if he starts talking about moves or starts talking about things that he can do or future things in the outlook, his outlook, there's so many ways that they're going to try to manipulate that situation. So it's better to keep everything in the dark in this case, in this scenario. Now, is it is it unless you fully believe in Ryan, and then it's not that big of a deal. And a lot of them do, and that's totally fine. Just the same way people believe in Adam Aaron. That's totally fine, right? I disagree with both, and I'm not putting my money where that is. And they say like, well, how can you invest with Adam Aaron when you can't stand the guy? Because I think he's a POS, but you're still putting your money in the AMC. Again, taking emotion out of it, this is all about money. The stock market's about money. It's not about feelings or friendships. It's about making money. It's either you make some or you lose some. That's simple.
Your audio's.
Oh, hang on real quick.
I know. We Ryan, CEO job for the company and for his is
Is that me roboting or is that you roboting?
Are we back? Are we back?
I'm here. I don't know what happened there.
We
You hear me?
lost. Well, I think my connection went bad for a second.
Okay. There we
What I
go.
was saying is, I think Mike and I, neither one of us worship CEOs, whether it's Adam Aaron or Ryan Cohen. And some of the cult leaders in GameStop worship Ryan Cohen. They would fucking lick his balls, Mike, if he offered them. I don't care about Ryan Cohen. I think he's an intelligent guy. I think he has good intentions. I think Adam Aaron and Sean Goodman are doing their job. I don't know whether they have good intentions. I don't think that they're evil like you do. They're just doing their job. Ryan Cohen's doing his job to do the best they can for the company. The company's a living, breathing entity. It's up to you guys to make the smart decisions on timing.
I think that we all have different opinions of how to get to the top of a mountain. And I don't think anybody is really wrong, to be honest with you. I think we just have our different opinions, right? And it's totally okay. And then when we get to the top, we'll find out who's there and who's right and who's wrong. Um, for me, this whole journey with AMC, I've done pretty well. I've actually done pretty damn well. And I have no regrets regarding it. I learned a lot, and it helped me to learn the stock market and learn how it was being manipulated. That's one thing I talk about, is that once I started understanding that I was being stolen from, that I was being manipulated, I was being taken advantage of, I didn't get my feelings hurt. Yeah, it pisses me off, but I'm gonna know how it's done. How does that come to fruition? How does that happen? And in what ways? And then once you start understanding that and start learning that, um, granted, we don't have the same tools to do the exact same thing, But if you start following the money and knowing what's going on, that's why I say when I trade, I trade with speculation. I trade with a different type of understanding, with a different insider or mindset, because what you see in the charts, it's not really, so supply and demand doesn't really exist to some degree. Um, you have to sort of think outside the box. And again, we're not behind closed doors. We're not behind the scenes to understand fully what's going on. So you got to put your best guess. And for me, it's following my hunches and my ideas of where to go and how to put my money. It's actually done me really well, and I can't complain. So I'm not going to change something that's not broken. Now, could I have made better decisions? There's times where I've um, there's one time I put like 2,500 in some options, and I went to work and I forgot about them. Now, at one point, they were up like 12,000 dollars, and I ended up working some like 40-hour shift, 38 hours or something like that. And for my type of line of work at that time. And I forgot about them. I woke up on a Sunday or whatever day it was. And I was like, what am I missing? Like I couldn't for the life of me think about what was like, what am I forgetting? And I'm like, it wasn't work. And then I realized my freaking options, man. I went to look and I pretty much just threw that money away because Mike, I have one question. Why don't you diversify? I'll get to that right now. And so, um, again, we all make mistakes, right? So that's one of the biggest mistakes that I regret, or even selling too early, what I could, let it run. But I'd rather take profits. Taking profits, as you say, taking profits is paramount. Don't be afraid to take profits. A lot of people are afraid to lose money. If you take profits, they're afraid of what they might not what they're going to be missing out on. You can't do that. You got to just take your profits, deal with the decision, and keep it moving. You got to take emotion out of the equation. Okay, so my question, or the question you have for me, is why don't I diversify? Well, a couple of things. Diversifying right now, I don't believe in the stock market. I don't believe, yeah, the market's pumped up. There's a lot of things going on with the market. I'm not going to sit here and give you a whole analysis about what I feel is about inflation, printing, oil, war. Like there are just tons of it, right? It all goes together. I have no long positions other than AMC, and I'm only in AMC. And I tell people this: it's going to be for 2026. I do not see myself being in it past 2026, 2027. If I'm still in it, there has to be something major to change my mind. I'm looking at $10 by the end of this year. That is it. If we get there next week, then I'm probably gone. If
Wow.
it depends on a lot in the market, though. If we don't, I got to evaluate again. Going back to what we said, Tony. This is not 2021. Things change, and look at the way AMC ran 15% today. Over the weekend, there could be a whole bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with AMC and changes everything when it comes to the market. Changes everything. There could be bankers. I mean, there could be a whole plethora of things that changes the outlook of what I'm thinking of how I want to be in this play. And that's going to affect of my position in AMC. It truthfully will. Now, would I exit? I don't know. Would I buy more if the price goes down? I do not know. It depends on the circumstances. It have to do with Adam Aaron. Again, there's all these scenarios. And people think just because you believe in a stock that you have to stay laser focused and tunnel vision, and that's all you got to do. No, you're allowed to change your mind. As a matter of fact, you should change your mind if circumstances changes. People don't understand that. They think that because you got into a play and you said one thing, you can never change your mind. When I voted yes, and I should have voted no, whatever vote was, I recall, like you can change your mind. That's the problem. And then people want to attack other people for changing the mind. You should be not attacked. I'm not going to say that, but you should look in the mirror, and if circumstances change, you have to understand and change with you got to roll with the punches. Nothing stays the same. This is not 2021 no more.
Mike, someone says I would be interested in seeing how people are up in AMC. Not everybody is up in AMC. I would guess, Mike, 90% of people are not up. What do you think?
Actually, we had this conversation before. I think a lot of people will be surprised of how hard they've worked to get their average down. Um, there's a lot of people that are stuck at their high dollar cost average and went through the reverse split conversion, and they've done nothing. Um, the amount of people that I met personally in all honesty, and people that reached out and show me what they have and how they dollar cost average down. It's pretty astounding. I'll give you the example. There's this guy for the better part of a couple of years, maybe 18 months. He took a second job to get his dollar cost average down quite a bit. And he went from 25 or 27 all the way down to, I think, six something, five something. Pretty significant. Um, and here's the thing is that he believed this so much that he got married and his wife jumped on board and they did it together to get the average down so they can have a real shot at making their money back. That was hella cool. And that is something that now he has a real chance of making his money back as well as a profit. That is amazing. That is like outstanding. Those are the type of stories that I like to hear and cheer on. Can everybody do it? No. Is it for everybody? No. Some people just want to put it in, forget about it. That money's lost. Okay. Again, not financial advice. This is the worst thing that you can possibly do. If you are stuck 98, 99% of your position and it's gone, it's obliterated.
Mike, I have people in my Discord that are telling me on a daily basis, look, I'm down in the trade overall, but I just booked 2,000 or 5,000 in profit thanks to listening to some sane advice about waiting to buy when it's cheap and not forgetting to take profits when it moves up. It's for some people that are really down, it might take you a while to recover the position. And you don't even, no one's saying that you need to recover the position in AMC. What I have said, Mike, for 17 months, the people say, why are you watching this stock? Why are you talking about it if you don't own it? What my answer is always,
fuck off.
No, because in speculative high volatility stocks, you can have market beating outsized gains if you fucking pay attention for the moment where you have an edge. And what moment are we at right now, ladies and gentlemen? Up 100% from the low on March 27th. But you got to fucking pay attention. You got to pay
When selling right now, if you're down 99, 98% of your AMC shares, selling now is the worst thing you can do.
I
If you get
probably
average
agree
down,
with you, Mike. Like, what are you going to do?
don't sell
You're going to
for pennies on
sell
a
at
dollar. It makes no
99
sense.
cents because you're depressed and then it runs up to $2. Like,
You
go
said
ahead.
depressed.
Sorry.
No. You know, and you're right. I think Anya said that you can look at other ticker symbols, you can look at other stocks and make money there. Yes, but in order to do that, you also have to learn. You have to put some work into what you're doing to educate yourself to learn this. A lot of people didn't want to do it or don't want to do it. You got to remember when we came into 2021, you could throw a dart at the whole stock market and hit something green and make money on it. So everybody seemed like a genius until it wasn't easy no more, until the stock market's going down or there was volatility to the upside and downside. You can, I mean, when I hit YouTube for the first time, I think the first couple of months, I think it was crazy because I mean, you just had to say something was going to go up and you get tons of views. I remember my checks that I was getting. I think the YouTube revenue was $1,800 and $1,500 a month. You know, which was fine. It was great, right? But here's another thing, though, is that I think that there's a lot of people that don't want to talk about, you know, the factual side of things because they don't want to lose their YouTube revenue, or they like the extra $300, $400, $500, $600, whatever you get on
Mike,
on a monthly basis.
did you see our buddy, our friend Lottery Stocks, our fellow compatriot?
You know, I don't watch other YouTubers, honestly.
Today, he posted a video that said he's made $100,000 in the last 5 years on YouTube.
Probably.
How? Like I'm at a fraction of that. People think YouTubers are getting rich. Well, let me tell you guys, Mike, you can corroborate what I'm saying. If you are being honest, you are not going to make $100,000.
No.
Nobody's going to fucking watch your channel if you're telling people the truth. How to make $100,000? Lie to people on a daily basis.
No, look at, he said he made $100,000 in 5 years.
Yes.
That's doable.
With his first year at $1,800, Mike.
To make
Now,
look
I'm
at
not calling lottery stocks a liar. I'm just saying I know how to work the algorithm if I wanted to be dishonest, disingenuous, tell people what they want to hear. I'm not here to tell you guys what you want to hear, telling you what you fucking need to hear.
that's the difference, though. Look at we could come up here and talk about pumping AMC and talk. He said like, the pumping channels, right? If I'm not mistaken, the times that I've seen him, I know who he is. A young kid. Um, he's good to watch. In all honesty, you have a good flow. You have a good channel. You say something's going to go up, and you're optimistic to the upside. You will get views. 100%. You
Even
pander.
if it's going down,
Look at
it could go down every day for 3 years, Mike. And if you're optimistic, you're going to get tens of thousands of views.
100%. 100%. So making $100,000 in 5 years on YouTube, honestly, it's not hard. You just got to be optimistic.
It is difficult unless you have no
And
morals.
there you go. That says it all. You tell the truth.
100. I just want to say, Mike, 100,000 in 5 years on YouTube is not easy.
It's not that hard. I disagree.
It's easy if you tell people what they want to hear.
Great. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like for instance, when I sold, what's the one thing I said? I said as soon as I sell, I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna go live and say I sold, and that's exactly what I did. I was probably no more than an hour and a half after I sold all my whole position. That was I had got home because I was driving, jumped on YouTube and said I sold, and people were like, "What?" Like, and people were pissed off. Like, well, how could you sell? And I gave my reasons why I sold. Now let me ask you this question: of getting $500, $600, $700 a month, right? Up to $1,000 a month on just YouTube at that time for myself. How many YouTubers would actually say they sold and give up that paycheck?
Only you
Probably
and
none
me,
of them.
Mike.
Yeah, none of them. Yeah, probably just us, right? And so, but here's the thing though, is that YouTube money was YouTube money never factored in for me when it came to taking care of my responsibilities and things that I do. It was more so, okay, I got extra money to go buy this or buy some hats or whatever. I mean, it just was there. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's not a flex. It's just something that was just we make good incomes. We do okay. We're blessed. We're blessed in the way we do things, right? Especially now of my companies and my business that I run. Like super blessed. So to say that I sold was a no-brainer. But for some people, they would not do that. They would be like, no, I either not say nothing or I'm still gonna say that I'm still in it, even though they're still low position. And so want to collect that check, it's you can't really know what people are going to do on a continuous basis, right? And I mean, some people have morals, some people don't. Some people don't like the fact that I came back to AMC, but I did. And some people don't like the fact that I'm green as shit when it comes to. Some people don't like that my circle of friends we have over 500,000 shares. People don't like that. I mean,
People
okay,
pre-hated me, Mike. I told them I was going to buy long, and I said you're going to be mad when I do, and they were mad.
Tony, you can actually help me on this because you actually corrected me a little bit. It says, how did you come about the Taylor strike price for the end of year?
How do you what?
If you look at was that Strider 0123? Is that he says that how did it come about the Taylor strike price by the end of year?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mike gives price targets. Look, Mark, I don't agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I do my price estimates based on earnings per share and one of half a dozen different fair value analysis models. Same way I do it on GameStop or any ticker. There's no way I can come up with a $5 or $10 price based on a fair value calculation, discounted cash flow. Nothing gets us there. However, Mike, I will say, if there were some FOMO, short squeeze, anything's possible. Like people ask me, what's your price target? I don't know. We've seen plenty of tickers run up completely unhinged from fundamentals. So why does my opinion about fair value matter? You want to ask me what is it worth fair value? I'll give you that answer. If you ask me what could it run to, completely different answer. But I have gotten smarter over the years to not answer the second question.
I'll answer it. So, and I said this too. I know that the convertibles are at $3. I think that's, you can correct me if I'm wrong. They're like $3, and there's a little bit left at 566. Is that correct? Right?
There are some shares, as I messaged you, there
Right.
are some shares still at 566 on the bonds. Yes.
So for me, is that in order to completely wipe those out, they're not going to start. They're not going to start putting those into the market at 566. That doesn't make any sense. If you add a little bit of FOMO, you get some price action, like the price action that we have now. If it continues to move upside, the movie slates, everything's going good. Stair stepping. I don't want big old candles. I don't want no 100 and 200% days. I don't want any of that stuff. I want candles of 25%, 30%, stair stepping consolidation days, maybe some retracement, 15, 10% retracement days. That's what I want. I want to see stair stepping all the way up. But when we get to that price of the 566, maybe say $6 or $7, and they do decide to start getting rid of those convertibles or exercise them or however you want to call it, you need also volume. And if there's volume that comes in because of FOMO, because wherever the price is, who knows where FOMO is going to kick in, or it may never kick in. But knowing retail, it's going to probably kick in at some point. And if FOMO kicks in around there, I think it's very easy to get to the price target of $10.
FOMO's already kicking in, my friend.
Not like we've seen it before. It's there's a lot of fear in the market still, because what do you see from a lot of people? Yes, the price has gone up, 100% from the, actually not now. Is it 100% from the lowest price? Has it completed 100%? Or the
It
per
is
gallon price, sorry?
100% exactly from the lowest price on March 27th. Yes, sir.
Okay, so the price went up 100%, but you still maybe a touch on a scale of 1 to 10. If I had to put FOMO, it would probably be like a 2. It hasn't even begun, because there's so many people still scared of dilution. There's so many people talking about 50 cents and reverse split, and people don't want to put their money in because they've already got burned multiple times. And so they're going to wait. And here's the thing is, they're going to wait till it gets more expensive. They're going to put the money in. It doesn't get more expensive. They're going to put more money in. And then there's going to have a retracement or whatever the case is going to be. And we're going to have a whole new set of bag holders. Oh, I'm sorry, diamond hand hodlers, right? Again,
Diamond
this,
hand hodler.
this is my opinion.
Get it right,
So
Mike.
so so to give an idea of a price target ish area, I came up with $5 at first, and the reason why I came up with $5 at first, because of the $3 convertibles. But we had, again, the writers, the actors. We had the 8K going to probably drop pretty soon. That's going to be done. You have debt restructuring. You had all these things coming up, and momentum from the movie, especially with Project Hail Mary. You have Mario Brothers. You have all these movies that are coming out, and the slate's a monster. It's actually a beast. It made sense for me to like go from $3 to the $5 convertibles, or 566, and then move it from there. So I just doubled my price range. Can it go higher? Yes. Can it go much higher? Obviously, right? Can it just be stuck at $2 and trace all the way back down to 70 cents? Anything is possible. That's why you got to understand you have to have an exit strategy. And people don't want to have one. People refuse to have one. They want, I've been in this for 5 years and I want $10,000 per share and not doing anything less. That's fine. And then you're going to tell me that I should thank you for laying the groundwork for allowing me to come back. I'll tell you what, if AMC went BK and you lost all your money, the money that I just implemented now, it wouldn't be an AMC, it would be some other ticker symbol. So no, I'm not thanking you. And you take offense to that, then fine, then get your ball and go home. Don't give a shit. Sorry. Not sorry.
Mike, when I have been posting about AMC in the past couple days, and I posted today about B. Riley increasing their price target to $2. Did you see that?
I heard about it, but I didn't see it. No.
And the most common comment was, you need to add 2 decimal points to that. We're not selling until it hits 200.
Awesome.
Okay.
Fantastic.
All right, good. Like, don't watch my channel then. That's all I can say.
I hope you
I'll be
get there,
selling before that.
because if you get there, God bless you. That's amazing. Look at, again, this is me personally, and this is my personal opinion. I do not believe in the short squeeze. I don't. I think it already happened. I think they're not going to allow it to happen to get to the point where it got out of control and out of hand. They control every aspect of what is going on to some degree. And if it's going to push up, it's going to push up because they have a long side in AMC or they have a long side in GameStop. So they're going to make their money too, not just retail. that chance though, that what happened in 2021 when we took them by surprise, they didn't expect that. That was one of those things that would never happen again because they have all their things. I don't know if you want to call it behind the scenes, all the triggers and everything to let people aware is the reason why they scour all these chat rooms and everything else to find out what ticker symbol are they trying to look for, what ticker symbol is retail looking for. Now we're at a point where you have no choice but to learn the market and have fundamentals and have a strategy and know what the hell you're doing. Putting your money into a ticker symbol and crossing your fingers and be like, okay, I hope I get rich. If that's what you're going, mm, good luck to you. Conviction for people who have no control over price is blind and is a blind faith recipe for loss. Yeah,
Hang on one sec, Mike.
yeah, no worries. There's actually enjoy myself. It's we're going an hour and 35, 36 minutes. It's been quite some time. I don't think I can't remember the last time I live streamed with somebody this longer. Actually, with AB Investments, I think it was. But the only thing we did was just live stream and just laugh all the time, do nothing else. See. Any questions while Tony's going?
All right, I'm back.
Oh, he's
Sorry.
back. It's all right.
What was the question?
They want to know what kind of hat you're wearing.
This is a George Strait Resist All.
There's what's the term that they use for hat? Is it like a thread count or there's something like that, right?
There is. I don't know if thread count's the right word, but
It's not the right
the
word.
higher the thread count, the more expensive the hat.
Yeah, so they do like 100. There's a term for it. It's like 100 that goes up to 1,000, 2,000.
I don't buy expensive hats, Mike, because I use them, for work or even for going out dancing. Same reason I don't buy expensive boots. If me and my wife are going out dancing, there's going to be some drunk motherfucker that's going to step on my boots. It's going to happen. And if I got some $1,000 crocodile boots, I'm going to fucking hurt somebody. And I don't want to do that. So I buy the cheap, smooth sole leather boots. You got your dancing boots and you got your dress boots.
No, it is as here, Dink 8059. It is never stupid to book a profit. Like I said, taking profits is paramount. That's one thing that I've always said is like if you could take profits and the aspect, I don't care if it's 1%, 5%, 10%, taking profits is great. It's phenomenal. You should. People are afraid to take profits because it's not enough. It's not 75%, it's not 300%. They look down on 30% to 20%. You know, the 30 to 20% is what builds your portfolio. It gives you a monster amount of money. And yeah, it's like take profits wherever you can.
The phrase on our channel, Mike, is always be taking profits. Sorry, I'm ordering some food while we're sitting here chatting.
What kind of food?
Whataburger.
Whataburger. Actually, Whataburger's pretty good, man. I like them. So for your 2026, what movie are you anticipated to watch this year? I know you've seen tons of movies other than the movies that are out.
Probably
what movie are you looking for?
Probably the Odyssey or
Okay.
Dune 3.
I did not know Dune had a following, has a huge. I did not know that, man. They got a massive following.
Yesterday I saw Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which was
Yeah.
a totally disgusting, vile, and disturbing movie. And if you, like me, love that type of horror, go see Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It's not going to be for everybody. And if you got someone in your family that's got a weak stomach, do not go watch that movie.
Mm.
It is not Brendan Fraser.
I saw your take on that.
Tomorrow or Sunday, I'm going to go try and see Exit 8, which is a very small Japanese film. But yeah, this summer, I'm really looking forward to the Odyssey. Later this year, I'm looking forward to Dune 3. But, I'm an A-list member, Mike. I've seen 30 movies so far this year at AMC.
Loser.
And
I was messing, man.
Huh? What were you gonna say?
I'm a loser.
You're a loser because you're not an A-list member.
Actually, I am. But here's the thing is, since they raised it over here in California is $27.99. But I got it for $1 or 99 cents for the first month.
I'm at $25.99, which is still good. I mean, 16
Yeah,
movies a month for $25.99. Come on.
dude.
And the
If it was
amount of
40
fucking
bucks, it's
food
still
we
good.
get for free.
Yeah, if it was 40 bucks, 50 bucks, it's still, it's still Whataburger or In and Out. Ooh, that's close.
Uh,
I would probably go with Whataburger, the burger, and I'll take In and Out fries, animal style. That's what you gotta do. So you gotta go to both of them.
I don't know
Smash
why
burger is pretty good.
it's not letting me fucking hit the next. I'm getting really frustrated.
You gotta lube it up.
I can't find my iPhone, and I'm trying to order on my iPad, and it's not
See,
working.
people want to see Mortal Kombat, Supergirl, Street Fighter. I'm looking forward.
Supergirl, Mortal Kombat. I'm a little bit uncertain how those are going to work out, but I say Q2 is a wild card quarter, and I'm optimistic until I get new information.
So, okay, Q2. Let's talk about that for a second. What number? What number are you gonna put on that they're gonna make domestically?
2.6.
2.6.
Yep.
I think they break that, man.
Well, I
So
hope they do.
I'm bullish, bro. I'm bullish.
But I have laid out my target for every movie in Q2, and that's where I'm at right now.
What should your first meal at Whataburger be? I said a double cheeseburger with everything on it, man. It's just some fries and a big fat drink with extra ice.
I'm getting a Diet Coke and a large onion ring. Don't hate.
Onion rings are good. Oh yeah, grab some onion rings too.
Hang tight. Let's see. I'm getting the bacon and cheese.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you get me hungry, man. I'm always hungry, bro.
Where's my fucking phone? I'll be right back, Mike.
Hey, Beyond is having a run up. Yeah. Let's see. I'm betting Tony didn't take a profit at 20 or 30% with AMC over the past month. Onion rings, OMG. Waffle House makes better burgers than Whataburger. Yeah, it depends. You know what? When I went to AMC, I actually went to go see Project Hail Mary, and I had the AMC chicken fingers, and those are actually relatively good. I know they're just chicken fingers, but I enjoyed them. And so then the next time I went back to Super Mario Brothers, I had those again. Actually ordered two of them because I was just hungry as shit. So I ended up having 2 orders of chicken fingers from AMC, and I enjoyed them. With some barbecue sauce and some ranch. Crushed it. It's pretty good. Do they have salad? Do I look like a guy that eats salad? I have no idea. That's not keto, Tony. Actually, I'll tell you guys something. I tried the keto diet one time and I gained like 27 pounds. And they were like, how do you gain 27 pounds on the keto diet? And I was like, oh, I thought it meant taquito. I thought it was just short for it. But totally joking.
All right, I'm back. I found my phone. It was on top of my clothes dresser. Not in the normal spot that I leave it.
I was telling they asked you that that what you're ordering is not keto, and I told them that I was on a
It is
keto
not
diet.
keto. Look, guys, my wife has been pregnant for the last 9 months, and I agreed to not do keto for 9 months. Mike, can you relate?
Yeah, actually I can, to be honest with you.
So I have put on a couple pounds, and then the goal is we're going to lose weight together. It's a couples thing. Are y'all all right with that?
Let me tell you a story, man. So when I first met my girl, she's younger than me, and she was actually straight vegan.
Oh, no,
Obviously,
hell no.
right. So I'm like, we got along. Obviously, we have a family and kids and stuff. But I was like, as long as you don't tell me what the fuck to eat, we're good, right? And cool. And so, but she says, agree. But when you're at home, you eat what's at home. But you can eat anything else on the street. Done. Been perfect ever since.
And you're still with her?
Yes.
Mike, I broke up with a girl because of what she ate. And she took me on an all expenses paid trip to a private resort in Cozumel. And we went to go eat. I mean, I was divorced, Mike. I was a single dude. I was out there doing my thing. The fucking chick had money, and she's like, Tony, I want to take you on a all expenses vacation. I was like, wow, what a turn of the fucking tables. Of course, I'll say yes. We get there, and she was a pain in the ass to eat with, Mike. We're looking at the menu. It's an all-you-can-eat resort. There's 8 different restaurants, a buffet. Oh, no, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. I can't eat that. I was like, what the fuck can you eat?
There's some piece of lettuce and water, bro.
Yeah, I can
You're
eat some
good.
fruit. I was like, well, we're breaking up as soon as this trip is over.
I never
just-
broke up with
I
anybody
just
over
kept it
food, bro.
zipped for 5 days, Mike, you know?
That's pretty funny. Al from Boston, he's still around?
No, he disappeared.
Who also? What other YouTubers are still around? I know. Is Phil for real still making videos?
Yeah, he's still around.
Uh,
I think many of them have shifted into politics, Mike.
oh, really? Okay. How about CSI?
He has shifted into, what do you call that? Where you're not really trading real money. You're just doing these. It's kind of like what
Paper
Matt
trading?
Force, huh?
Paper trading?
No, you're doing these fucking things where you got to do a challenge and then they give you $100,000 account and you're not trading real money or real trades. But if
Oh,
you
I
win,
see. Yeah. Yeah, I
if
know what
you
you're talking
win,
about.
they pay you something. And
Yeah.
maybe if they're not a ripoff,
Yeah, some of them are pretty good. I know that
some
you
of
get a
them are
guy.
pretty good. Some of them
Yeah.
are ripoffs.
There's a guy, his name is I like him. He
Prop,
actually he's
isn't it prop accounts? Is that what it's called?
hang on real quick.
Prop trading?
Option drops. You know who he is?
Who?
Option drops.
No.
Goes about Hefe. He actually does that stuff too. He's pretty good, man. He has a lot of
I
insight.
think
I
if
like
you can
watching
find a reputable prop trading firm and
Yeah.
you can be intelligent about your trading, you could probably do okay. But most of my research into that comes across a lot of people that can't do withdrawals or the tests that they're required to go through to get validated to get a larger account are skewed against them. And these prop firms make most of their money by charging people fees to do a
Right.
test.
Oh, okay.
And
No,
only the best of the best make it. So 90% of people won't. But if you do, more power to you. Good. You're good.
anybody in the chat. Hey Tony, you could tell me, Alfred Boston, you thought Alfred Boston died? I don't know if he died or not.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know who I miss? The dude that died was in New York.
Lou
Lou.
Lou was a funny guy.
When he used to just go out on the street and talk with the ducks and people walking by and just like, man, that dude was. I have not laughed at a YouTuber that hard in my
Eh,
whole life.
He
When I
didn't
first
know
saw
jack
the
shit,
guy,
Mike. He didn't know jack shit, but he was a funny fucking guy and he could tell a story.
and him is
Yeah. I watched it
that
just because it
dude.
was fucking funny. I mean,
I talked to him one time. We exchanged numbers, and I talked to him one time, and that dude was just like I was. I didn't even say much, and he was just telling just story after story and cracking up, man. And we're gonna like do a live stream together one time, and then it just never worked out, right? It just never panned out. But he was funny, man. He was hella funny,
I would have liked to do a live stream with him, even though he hated me because, like, I told him the robot Godzilla was never going to happen. He's like, March 3rd, motherfucker, Tony DeNaro. And March 3rd came and went, and he was like, he just shut up. He was wrong. Everyone who goes against me on a date ends up being wrong. And
you remember,
Lou wasn't just one more that failed, but he was a funny fucking guy with a lot of charisma, and I
he
did like
was.
him. I did
Yeah,
like
he
him.
was. There was one time where he was lying down in his bed, and then someone said, "You need to change your angle." And he's like, "I'm that ugly," or something like that. And he just went off, totally not even talking about anything. Just actually, he said he had to drop something, and he made like this 25-minute video and said absolutely nothing. And then he had to go watch a second video that was coming up next, and he did like 2 or 3 of those, and
He was
finally,
a master at that.
yes, I myself watched all damn 3 videos
It's like
and
this is
got
what we
nothing
call it,
from it.
Mike. He's like milking the views.
Yeah,
You ever lived on a
100%.
farm?
Never lived on a farm, but I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. Hey,
DB
I got
Mike says, "What do you think the AMC fair value is?" I would use any sort of normal fair value analysis, which would be looking at PE ratios. You can calculate a fair value from that. You can do a discounted cash flow. What is popular in AMC, because it's the only one that gives people the answer that you want to hear, is price to sales. People that are talking to you about price to sales, be very careful, guys. I'm going to be nice as I can. These people don't know what they're talking about, and they will not talk to you about any other fair value analysis, because all of the other ones are going to tell you a devastating story.
Hey, you
You
remember
can't
Ants
look at
Trades?
price to sales and exclude all the rest. No analyst is going to do that. There's a reason that the credit rating of AMC is distressed debt. It's not because the price to sales says AMC is worth $20. Put on your fucking logical hat. These people are telling you what you want to hear. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't care if they say they have 2 business degrees. What are they in? Fucking logistics and material management?
Underwater basket weaving.
Yeah. These people are lying to you. Ask them to walk you through the basic 5 ways to calculate fair value. They will collapse. They will collapse because they can't do it. And even if they could, they know they will lose you as a viewer if they could do it.
Praise Spencer and Frog Guy. Hey, you remember Ants Trades? Remember
Yeah.
that guy?
Yeah.
He was a pumper channel. He actually, you know what? I think he's still around. Somebody said that in order to watch his videos, you got to pay for it or something like that.
I don't know. He was another one of those funny dudes. Didn't he punch a hole in his wall or something?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Spencer and Frog Guy. Frog Guy, he was one of my stalkers.
I think
I
he
had to
blocked
put in
me.
extra security because of that Froggy dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I left the door open.
He would make fucking 20 videos about me a day. Mike, he couldn't wait for me to do a tweet or a video so he could have something to say. I've never been stalked. I've been stalked by several girlfriends. He has stalked me worst. Just saying that.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Spencer's okay. He's misguided. He never stalked me.
See, I'm trying to think of who else was out there at the time. Oh, you know, you had Frankie Muhammad was around.
Yeah. Bless his heart. I tried to help Frankie. He just, we couldn't connect A to B. He believed what he believed, and no one was. He was a Al from Boston believer. And
Yeah.
look, if that's your main source of info, you and I are never going to connect. I could never have a rational discussion with you. We could be friends. We could be friends, but we can't talk stocks.
Yeah, Mike the Marine. I just talked to him the other day, actually.
Same thing. He thinks that the company has no cash problems. He thinks the company's not short on cash. He thinks the executives are corrupt. They're trying to fucking not go bankrupt. That's not corrupt. They tell you what they're going to do well in advance. Read today's press release, Mike. Did you read the press release today? AMC refinanced their Odeon bonds. And what did they say at the end of the press release? We will continue to do whatever we think is necessary to continue to repair the balance sheet. Guys, listen to what they're saying.
Oh, yeah, Review Dork, too. I remember Review Dork.
Listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers that come and gone. Shit,
Dan
I was
says,
gone
who
for
was that
2.5
muscle
years.
dude that owned a bar? Teddy Zane. Yeah. Teddy's still trying to figure out where I did Chippendales dancing at and why he and I never crossed paths.
If you did, he didn't make much money.
I like Teddy Zane, though. He and I have talked a couple of times. He's a good dude. He means well. He really means well.
Rose Capital, I remember him. Oh, he's the guy with the deep voice. I actually said him one time. I got in the car and his voice almost blew up my fucking speakers, man. It's so deep.
Yeah, Sam says, anybody remember that old guy that talked to cats? We had the old guy that talks to cats, and then we had that guy in Taiwan, Ape
Taiwan.
Andy. We had Ape Andy. The guy that talked to cats, I can't remember his name, but he was under the spell of Lou from Wall Street. And as soon as Lou deleted all his videos, the guy that talked to cats deleted all his videos. I guess he realized his hero was not who he thought he was.
All my videos that I had on YouTube, I think I remember how many. I think I had like 5 or 7 million views overall. Not too bad, but they're all private now. I don't have
I don't even know how many views, Mike. I don't even look at that shit. That's
yeah.
how little I care.
What everybody wants to know is how much you make a month, Tony. That's it.
I don't know. I think it's maybe like 500, 700 bucks.
That's
It's
not
not a
bad, man.
lot.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Let me check. I'll tell you. But I barely put out videos, Mike.
Mo Money. There's a Mo Money?
Andrew Mo Money, the data scientist. Remember him?
There was a guy that used to do he's talking about AMC, and he was like in like Lebanon or something like that.
My it says my April earnings, a payment is expected $436. That's about
man.
average for me. I look, YouTube is not easy to make money. I don't do it for the money. Because
Bam.
I know if I wanted to milk the algo, I'd just make videos telling you guys exactly what you wanted to hear. Mo asked tomorrow. You get tens of thousands of views.
Yeah,
I don't care about the fucking money.
Yeah. Mo asked tomorrow. Where did AMC close at completely after hours? Is that $1.86?
$1.87 after.
Okay, so went up a penny, right?
Jay said, yeah. Jay says, I remember that Bam guy screaming at people. He's still out there, Jay.
Bam.
With his hidden vibration price targets. Look, if you're listening to people that are in this circle of Bam, Al from Boston, Froggy, Spencer, all these people that don't talk about the financial statements or the filings, their one focus is naked shorts. Look, that could be cool. But in 5 years, Mike, how many times has that been right?
For what? Naked shorts?
Yeah. How many times has making your trade based on naked shorts made you money? 0. But you guys don't learn.
And see, I know that they're scared, right?
Oh yeah, the shorts are scared. The same
They're
fucking bullshit.
running out of liquidity, and they're bad actors. I know that.
Yeah. Guys, 5 years you've been listening to this bullshit. What has actually improved my trades? Reading the financial statements, reading the filings. It's not hard. I'm not smart. You could do it. Leave these fucking ding-dongs behind. All their naked short, hidden vibration bullshit.
Oh yeah, the fractal guys. There's a lot of fractal guys out there. Yeah.
Anya says, Tony, do a load of laundry on YouTube. Show how you fold it. I make my wife do that, Anya. Sam says, it's also crazy that trade went full tilt into religion now. I don't know. The guy from Lebanon, I think, got threatened. That must be what? Who's that guy you said? AB?
No, AB Investments was in Cincinnati. And he
But
moved.
wasn't he
I
Lebanese?
still talk to him. He's something like that. I still talk to him once in a while.
I don't know if he got threatened or not. He just disappeared. Anya says, I couldn't believe I saw Matt on X. Matt Kors? I don't know.
AB disappeared because he had a restaurant, he sold it, and he took care of his family, and he did some stuff for his family, and he had a pivot for a lot of things, and he's a good dude, man. He's a solid
I
guy.
liked him. He was misguided, but he had good intentions.
Yeah, you know who I spoke
There's
with?
a lot of people, Mike, that had really good intentions.
I spoke with Matt Lauren like 3 weeks ago. He says
I had him on a live stream a month or so ago, and I've reached out to him. I want to hear his views on Mandalorian and Grogu, but he hasn't answered me back.
Yeah, he takes a while to call back. How's AMC Anomaly?
He takes a while to call back. He takes like 3 months to call back, dude.
He messes me one time. He's like, what's up, man? He's like, you hit me up. I'm like,
Uncle
dude, it was like
Bruce,
fucking
these
6 months
guys.
ago, bro. Like, where are you going, man?
These guys, Uncle Bruce. Uncle Bruce blocked me for asking him a question. That's all you
That
need to
dude,
know.
that dude in Lebanon, his name was Avi. I think his name was.
Yeah.
Mass is
Avi.
good.
Was
Mass
that
is
the
good.
guy that posed with a bunch of money on camera?
No. Avi was like Avi. I think it was like Avi Trader or something like that.
Yeah,
It
I
just
remember that dude.
he's
So
like
many characters, man.
good times, bro. It was like I remember they used to spend the whole evening watching YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure Tony is the only YouTube channel saying what? Remember when I said SoFi? I bought SoFi like at $4. I ended up selling it at 16 or
Wait,
18.
what? I'm the only YouTube channel saying what?
It says RE. I don't know what that means. Oh, that reads financials and filings. I think that's what it's saying. Tony's the only YouTube channel that reads financials and filings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avi was in Israel, I think. Yeah. Avi was cool. I used to like him. He used to make me laugh. His laugh was pretty funny too.
There was another guy that he was a white dude that was.
Whoa, let's not get racist.
No, I mean, I got to categorize because we got Lebanese, we got Taiwanese.
Yeah.
There was another white dude that was covering AMC for a while that was pretty good, but he disappeared, and I don't remember what his name was now.
Did the shorts get him?
Yeah, he must have been taken out by Ken Griffin. I don't know.
Ken Griffin. Yeah, Avi Lev. Yeah, from Israel. Yeah, he was actually. I used to watch him. I used to like him a lot.
Do y'all remember Ape Andy?
Nah.
Do you remember that dude that he was covering AMC and then he ended up living in a van out on the beach?
Casey Shaw?
No. He lives in California.
Oh, Short the Vix. Yeah.
No.
Short the Vix. I remember him. No, they're talking about Short the Vix. Lived in a van out of California.
He had a AMC channel, then he tried to switch it to a van life channel.
New York Angelo. I remember New York Angelo. Oh,
New York Angelo completely abandoned AMC after fucking lying for 4 years.
Well, New York Angelo was all about the money.
The short squeeze is tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, he was all
Let
about
me read this tweet from Mike owning the float.
He was all about the views, bro. He said whatever you need for the views.
Exactly.
So, okay, so let me ask you this question. And I haven't asked this question to anybody. What is the next ticker symbol? What's the next stock that's going to have a run?
Railtown, of course.
Railtown, okay. Aside from Railtown and this 37
we like
tag.
the fintech stocks. They've been out of favor, but they're already recovering, Mike, since the past couple days. That would include Webull, which I own, SoFi, and Robinhood. Look at how punished they've been since the beginning of this year. And then look at the recovery in Bull, SoFi, and Hood in the last week.
Isn't Hood and Hood and Webull, don't they have like it's roughly about the same amount of users?
No, Webull has far fewer than anybody else. Robinhood is the biggest.
Okay.
But we like fintech because it's widely misunderstood. They got beaten down. I was buying Webull as cheap as $4 and change. I started buying it a little bit too early, Mike, so I was in the red. It was my one spec trade that was in the red, but I am happy to report that as of this week, I'm now in the green on every single spec ticker that I own, including Webull. Only by a couple percent on Webull, nothing to brag about. But I said on Webull, it's a 1 or 2 year play.
Like Vin Diesel said in Fast and the Furious, winning's winning, bro.
Winning is winning. I like it.
Ethan Eric
Simulate and trade robot voice. I want to know who was the motherfucker behind that channel. Kevin, free from it all. Kevin's a good guy. I've talked to Kevin.
You know, the amount of YouTubers that you've gone down memory lane with, right? Even that we're talking, it's like it brings back a lot of good memories, whether they're wrong or not. You know, I mean, I've been wrong plenty of times.
Mike, in 5 years, most of them have blocked me. There's
Really?
only a few left that will even talk to me.
Well, don't worry. After I get off, I'll fucking block you too.
Yeah, after we get off, go make a video saying how I'm full of shit.
How we beefed live on stream.
You're one of the few that is rational enough to have a conversation, even if we don't agree. You don't get
Right.
your feelings hurt. You know, you're not a giant.
Look, man, it's simple like this, right? It's I don't really listen to how you tell me. I listen to what you tell me. Now, the reason why I do that, and I do that in all aspects of life, because there might be something you would say that can trigger a thought or maybe something that an idea that can help me out in life. So I don't, you can yell at me and I don't hear you yelling at me. I just hear what you're saying. And then I process that down the road. So that's why, my other half will get pissed off because she'll be pissed off and I'm just like, okay, like, and I'm just listening. She's like, don't you care? I'm like, yeah, I'm just listening to what you're saying. And it's like, then if I'm being an asshole, I'll be like, yeah, I was an asshole. I agree with you.
Your other half cares about stocks.
No, she, no.
Mine doesn't
No.
either. I told her about the AMC price today. I said, we bought in at like under 97 cents. It's $1.86 right now. And she said to me, she's like, you mean we're up 100%? I was like, wow, you got the math like that.
Oh, they
She's
know
like,
that
I'm
part.
not an idiot. And I'm like, I know you're not an idiot, but like math is not your thing. You don't like usually spout off percentages like that. I'm actually impressed. Color me impressed.
Years ago, I was trading. When I was actually day trading, when I have my accounts before I had my companies years ago, and I had a position that was open. She came up to me and she asked me something, and she saw my position and she saw the amount of money that was in it, and she's like, "Is that real?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm gonna vomit." She goes, "Don't ever show me that again." She goes, "As long as we're able to take care of our family, I don't care what you do." And I was like, and she just walked away. And that's the last time she have ever really asked anything when it comes to stock. I mean, she bought some crypto and in her brokerages and her accounts, and that's cool, but it's nothing major, maybe a couple thousand. It's pretty much it.
Matt says, is AMC Bigham's still out there? Dan says, what about Peter Hahn? They're still out there. I don't talk to anybody, honestly, on a regular basis, if at all. But I don't have a bad relationship with Bigham's. I don't have a bad relationship with Peter Hahn. I don't have a bad relationship with Boss Blunts. I disagree with them from time to time, but much like Mike, they're not little bitches. They're not little bitches where they block you for having a different viewpoint. Now, every other YouTuber you guys have mentioned in the chat, many of them will block you for having a different opinion. You guys are probably well aware of the ones that I'm talking about. You ask a question they don't like, they will block you. I want you guys to ask me any question you want about the finances, about the filings, about price targets, whatever. I'm never going to block you for having a different opinion. The only place I draw the line is racism, insults, and doxing. You do any of that, it's an instant block. I don't care, though, if you have a different opinion about me, but there are a lot of fucking pansies in this stock trading world
It's called
that
soft,
cannot
man. Being
handle
soft.
anybody having a different opinion.
The Boss Blunts, he blocked me. A couple of people blocked me, but
Well, for whatever reason, he has not blocked me, but I know better than to join his Discord because I would get booted immediately.
yeah.
Because I disagree with a lot of what he says, but I agree with a lot of what he says. I've learned not to.
Hey, Tony, what's the meaning
If
of
I
life?
disagree, look, it's your opinion, whatever. It's your opinion. Fine. You can have your opinion. I don't care.
See, Pawn Prowler Adventures, Tony wants to know what's the meaning of life.
Garp. Anyways, what you got? What's your meaning of life, Palm Prowler?
I think for you, Tony, right now you have it, dude. If you have you got a newborn, man. You have everything. right
The
there.
meaning of life is not stocks and arguing with nameless, faceless trolls and bots and dipshits on social media. The meaning of life is be there for the people that care about you. That
Yeah.
is the one thing that I love about my wife is she always, Mike, is pulling me back to Tony, pay attention to what fucking matters.
Booze and
I'm
fishing.
not very good at paying attention to what matters, Mike.
Yeah. This is the thing too, man. It's like I'm a big believer in God. I have a huge faith. Like I'm a Christian, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, I don't do a lot of things. Right. I take care of my family and handle my business. I'm far from perfect. I've made tons of mistakes in life. I just try to treat people that cross my path with as much respect and dignity as possible, whether you're homeless or. But some people, man, they deserve to be like, they deserve a fuck you, man. But I know it's, sort of like oxymoronic, but I think just having good vibe, man, and just talking to people, and just I tell people, hey, hi, how you doing? Have a great day, or just God bless you. That's it. And
I
and
want
you
to
go
have a
about
good
that.
conversation, Mike, with anybody that wants to have a good conversation, even if we
Mhm.
don't agree.
Right.
But if you're going to be a dick, I
But
don't
those are the
care if
best
it's
conversations, though.
politics, women, job, anything. Like if you're going to be a dick about it, you're done. I'm so Italian about that. You're dead to me, and I will never think about you or talk to you again. That's
Uh,
how little you fucking matter.
you're Italian, man.
Yes, but I
Okay.
don't care. It's not that you disagree with me. It's when you cross the line to being a dipshit.
So let me ask you a question, man. Personal question now, since I know you're Italian.
Yeah.
When you make pasta in any sorts, do you break it or you just put it in and let it just go down?
Typically, Mike, I'm going to be honest. Typically, like if I'm making spaghetti, I do not break it.
Okay.
But
When
it
do
is
you break it?
annoying. It is annoying that like that 3 inches, I've got a fucking tall pot, right? Still, I got 2 or 3 inches that stick out.
Hey yo.
I'm pretty sure I've broken up with girls that broke their fucking spaghetti, Mike. You
For
crossed a
eating,
fucking
for
line.
spaghetti, there's a food thing, man. There's
You
a food
crossed
thing
a
going on
fucking
there.
line.
Yeah. You know how to cook? Not barbecue, but you know how to cook?
Do I know how to cook? Yes.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, I
And
cook
thank
really well,
God.
bro.
Otherwise, in this family, I'd be starving. My
Texas
wife's,
Italian.
look, my wife has a lot of strengths, a lot of benefits. What's the word, Mike? Help me out. What am I looking for? She has a lot of good qualities.
Okay.
Cooking is not one of them, and that's okay with me. Like, I, I don't expect women these days to cook.
Right. Right.
I can fend for myself, but she makes up for it in far more other ways that actually matter.
Tony has a horse and he named it the Italian Stallion. What kind of beer is that? Your IPA?
I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA.
At
I don't know why
homegrown
they call
basil.
it Juice Force because doesn't have juice in it. But I did a Voodoo Ranger taste test on this channel about 2 years ago, and this was my favorite.
Mhm.
And it's also the highest ABV, and so that's the one that I always buy.
Was it like around 9%, 8%?
Anya says, Tony, she is still young and she can still learn to cook. Anya, there now you see you're on my level, Anya. I'm hoping, Anya, that because of the kid, she's going to be incentivized to learn how to cook.
I forgot Keenan Grace. Keenan Grace is a
Huh?
cool dude. I like Keenan Grace right there. Keenan Grace, I like him.
Oh, Keenan Grace. Yeah, he's got good charisma. Way better than you and me, Mike.
By far. By far. I'm Mexican from the hood, broken English, and don't really give a shit about toothpicks
Speaking of
sometimes.
spaghetti, Mike, there's a really good Italian restaurant that I go to here, and you can sit at the bar in front of the kitchen. It's a special request table, and I take my kids there so they can watch the Italian chefs prepping the food. My two boys, when they were younger, I would always take them to this place. They have in a real Italian restaurant, they've got a pot that's like this, but it's 12, 14 inches deep. And you
Mhm.
can just drop that spaghetti right in there. No fucking problem. That's how you do it. That's how you do it the right way. You need a 14-inch pot. Only about 6 inches round diameter.
We're still talking food here.
Yeah.
You have this lady, or it's Oscar 7562 said, I said take the win on X. Are you saying that AMC's done running and take profits? Absolutely not. No. This is
Yeah.
my opinion.
I is he asking you? I still have my AMC shares. I just want to clarify. I did sell my $1.50 calls for next week. I was up 200%. I bought them on that sweet dip yesterday, as I posted in the Discord. As the price pulled back yesterday, I bought $2 calls for today and $1.50 calls for next week. I lost money on the $2 calls. As I said in the Discord, it was a long shot. I expected them to be zero, but my fallback was the $1.50 calls for next week. I tripled my money on those $1.50 calls for next week, more than offset
Let me ask you a
the
question. Why did you buy
$2.
them? Why
But I
did you buy them
still
so
hold
short?
my shares, Mike,
No. But the options. Why did you buy them so short dated?
because they were like 2 pennies. Why not? It's like a lotto ticket.
Okay, so you're gambling.
I said in the Discord, every trade that I make, Mike, I post in the VIP
Mhm.
section of my Discord. I said, and I tell why I'm buying them. I said, I'm buying these. I expect they will be worth zero, but it'll be fun if they hit. And here's
Okay.
my fallback. Here's my hedge. $1.50s for next week. Much more reasonable bet.
Right. Because at
Right?
that time, because that was last week, right?
No, yesterday when it hit $1.53. That's when I bought them.
Oh, you bought them yesterday.
Yesterday, up 300% today. Sorry, up
I see.
200%
I see what you're saying.
today. I
And
3x my money in 24 hours.
so the expiration was for today.
On the $2, the expiration was today. I
Uh-huh.
lost that trade.
Right.
The $1.50s, the expiration was next Friday. I sold them today, close to the top, at a 200% gain, which means they tripled in price.
Right, which covers your loss. So net,
More
you're
than covered
winning.
my loss. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
I try and set these things up so that, I'm generally bullish, even though I told you last night, that I thought AMC might close at $1.50. I was still bullish in the next week. So a $1.50 call for next Friday seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
The only
When
way
I
this stock gets fucked up right now is if AMC announces something, Mike, that you and I are not expecting. And I don't think you and I, either one of us, are expecting bad news.
None, zero. If bad news is gonna come, it's gonna come from outside of AMC, it'll be within the market or around the world somewhere.
I'm not gonna say zero, Mike. Like I've learned to be humble. Like management can fuck us over sometimes. I'm not gonna say
Sometimes.
0%, but there is nothing that I've talked to my Discord about that is high on my list of risk.
Right.
We already got an ATM. It's open. We had the Odeon bonds thing. I said I wanted to answer on that by Monday. We got it today. There's only 2 things I'm watching, and one of them is off the table.
And these are the things why I'm so bullish, right? Coming out saying I'm bullish on AMC is because these things is just like it's happening, right? One after another. You're just getting this effect of just good news, good news, good news, good news. And with oil going down and obviously the market pumping up and pushing up, that's great now. One of my biggest concerns when it comes to this is how far does it push up the market, right? If they're gonna start printing money, inflation, you're gonna have what's going on with war, you're gonna come out with the CPI and PPI and how it's gonna affect everything, you know, in those I guess metrics. To what point where everything becomes stagnant or you start having to turn around. That's where, you know, in evaluation, you start to understand like what's going on. I remember AMC had good news. No, it might have been, was it AMC or some ticker symbol? I don't know. But that's when the whole thing with Evergrande started. And whatever ticker symbol I was thinking about went down.
Evergrande.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, why? And I was like so confused. And I was so like new, and I had my YouTube channel, and I was like, then finally I realized like people like, hey, look up Evergrande. It just hit right now. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, Evergrande this morning or last night. It's over there in China, and on and on. And I was like, so once I looked it up, I was like, wow, like I had no idea. I'm like, I thought it was just your only ticker symbol, and that's all you need to worry about. But unfortunately, there's a lot more you need to worry about other than 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 just your ticker symbol that you're looking at, which is a big old eye opener.
Dan says, how did the price in the past day or week line up with the
The
algo or the
fractals.
the fractals? I don't predict fractals. I did a for fun experiment in my Discord, pulling the bars pattern from a year ago in the ATM and overlaying it over this year. And I shared that with the Discord at the beginning of March, which was right here, Mike.
Right.
Right? Look how fucking close this followed, Mike.
Yeah.
But I stopped the bars pattern right here. And why did I stop it? Because we're not in 2025 anymore. I used a lot of things to decide my decision to buy in between March 20th and March 27th this year. But as I watched this alignment in the ATM offering and the price action, it gave me a lot of confidence when I saw the actual price might drop well below what happened last year. I was like, I need to be buying here. And it worked out. Look, this is witchcraft. I'm not a believer in copying bars patterns. Maybe it was luck. Maybe I'm a warlock. I don't know.
You got a
But
crystal ball in
Mike,
front of your
are we
computer?
happy? Are we happy?
Ear to ear, baby. Ear to ear.
Ear to ear. We are loving it.
I'm
Look,
good right
guys,
now.
the people in my Discord, the amount of people I have seen posting that, hey, Tony, I booked thousands of dollars of profit today, sold and booked. Even though some of them say I might be down a little bit still, but I fucking locked in profits. I love it. It makes me feel so good. And maybe the price goes higher, Mike. Maybe the price goes higher. You say it's going to go to $5 or $10. I don't know. I'm past the point of telling people a price target because I'm tired of people, Mike, blaming YouTubers for their decisions. That's why I refuse to do it now.
Well, I think that
there's zero accountability of you guys out there in the audience. You can't take accountability for your choices. You want us to say something so you can blame us.
so you're
I'm done
pointing
with
to
that.
like
I'm done with
he
that.
said. Well, I'll go right now. $100 by Monday. Yeah, everybody happy? Okay, cool. And you can blame me if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Well,
You can blame all the ding dongs.
I get tons of people
for me
asking
not
me.
talking about price targets. You can go blame the ding dongs, the Project Popcorn dipshits.
A lot of people are asking me like, what date? Can I give them a date for a $5? Can I give them a date for a $10? Can I give them a date? I'm like, there's no date. I'm just looking from today, whatever, from now all the way to the end of 2026, December 31st, 2026. Whatever happens in that time frame, a lot can change, right? So I'm just looking at $10 at the time. If it reaches beforehand, great. If it never gets there, again, you got to adjust yourself and know your risk and know your tolerances. Know what you're willing to I guess risk out there, right? For me, I'm playing nothing with house money. That's the thing. It's like people don't really understand that. People just want to love the fact that you lost all your money is the reason why you had to come back to YouTube. You have no job and whatever, and that's fine. You can say whatever you want, right? It's totally cool. It doesn't bother me. It's just the stuff that they come up with. It just cracks me up. It's like you can be upset because I'm playing with house money, but if anything, I think it's if you got somebody that's green on the whole thing with AMC from 2021 to now, you might want to maybe put an ear to him and maybe take it a little more serious instead of just hating. Mike, you have given any thoughts on investing in counter drones? No, I have not. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. Counter drones? Is that you talking about like war stuff? I have no idea. Alpha Boss says 1 million. I remember that.
The Whataburger is here, Mike.
Oh, hey, you know what? Speaking of that, do you have a kava where you're at?
Oh, what?
Kava,
How do you spell that?
Cava. Check out your chat right now. If you know what kava is, put if it's good or not. Kava is some of the best shit you can eat.
What is it? A fast
It's like
food?
no, it's like Mediterranean. It is good, bro. I mean, it is good. Like when I say good, that shit is good. Anybody has
We
anybody ever had
apparently
kava?
we do, Mike, just like 1 mile from me.
Oh, really? Hey, Tony, get a chance. You and your better half go over there. Go grab some kava,
She
bro.
don't like Mediterranean food, but I love it, Mike.
Go eat it, and then you're gonna be like, dude, if it's 1 mile from you, you're missing out, dude.
Yeah, it's across the street. I could walk there.
I made money on kava. They just that.
Mitt says tell on HYMC. Look, guys, I'll let me show you my chart on HYMC real quick. And SLV. I have been
Kava's good, man.
I have been swing trading SLV and Hycroft. Where's my buy? I don't even see I don't know where my buy was. I think it was somewhere around here. I sold my SLV at 102 on January. I tweeted when I sold it. I said things are in the Discord. People were getting too exuberant. I waited for a while. I rebought SLV in March down here at 64. Or what was the bottom? 60. I didn't get the bottom, but I mean close enough. And it's at 73 right now. Look, I'm a long-term believer in silver, but Hycroft.
They still have to build the platforms and stuff, right?
Huh?
Hycroft doesn't have to build the platforms to start mining.
They got to build a milling plant, Mike.
Yeah, I know they got a lot of work.
Hycroft, I bought after the earnings. I sold into the run up. I rebought at $30. I'm not trading Hycroft because of Hycroft, but because of silver. And when I sold silver, I sold Hycroft. When I bought silver, I bought Hycroft, and it's up. I know a lot of people made fun of me. Oh, Tony tells you to buy safe stocks, but he bought Hycroft. Motherfuckers, have you seen the fucking resources on this stock, on this company? Yes, I get it. They're not mining. It's going to be a couple years. They're going to need to spend $1 billion on a milling plant. I get it. Do you think Eric Sprott is a fucking idiot? I'm just saying, you want to complain about me? What is your opinion about Eric Sprott? Shut the fuck up about what I'm doing. I'm buying a handful of shares. I'm not telling people what to do.
HYMC.
Eric Sprott's got millions of dollars on the line. Why do you fucking care what I'm doing? I bought it $30.88. Mike, it's at $44.
Let me ask you, Tony.
Fine.
Should Adam Aaron say that AMC is now an AI movie theater?
I don't know.
Does that make the stock price go up?
I don't know. These people, Mike, on social media just crack me up. They cannot wait to tear anybody down because they fucking hate themselves. They hate their wife. They hate their kids. They hate their parents. They hate their life. They hate all of their trading decisions. And they can't stand that one person like you or me is doing well.
I think ED
guys, if you want
24,
positivity,
ED24, he says, have guests on that knows what's up. He thinks I don't know anything about Hycroft just because I didn't buy it. I know all about Hycroft.
If you want positivity, you got to leave those fucking people behind. Look, I'm gonna be real, and I know Mike's gonna be real. Sometimes the news is not positive. We don't make the news, Mike, right?
Nope.
We just report on it. These motherfuckers gave me no straw, Mike.
Hey, Anya, 100%. Instead of posting AA, they should accidentally post AI. AMC will go up. Boom, there it is. That's fantastic. That might be the message of the day.
I'd love to talk about Bird, BIRD, and their fucking run up today, but my food is here and it's getting cold. So I think, this has been a fun live stream. Thank you guys for the great questions. if you're watching or if we didn't catch your question in the live stream, leave it in the comments on my channel or Mike's channel or both. Mike, thank you for your time tonight.
Appreciate
If
it,
you
man.
guys
Thank you
want
for
to see
having me
Mike
on.
on here again, let me know. Look, guys, I have no problem having anyone on here. All the fucking pumpers, they all have me blocked. They're scared to come on my channel.
Next week, Casey Shaw.
You should ask why they're scared to come have a chat with me. I'm not going to embarrass them. You know, Mike, Al from Boston did an interview with me, and I asked him a couple questions, and he requested that YouTube copyright strike me because he was
Really?
so embarrassed about how bad he failed. Guys, that is the fucking people you're listening to. I don't copyright strike people. If you ask me to come on and do an interview and I agree to do the interview, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to say what I believe. Al from Boston fucking pussied out and copyrighted striked me because he was embarrassed about what he said. And then he lied to you for the next 2 years after that. I'm just going to say.
Ed Bob doesn't like me. He says, where was I 5 years ago? I was here. You didn't know it. Where were you at 5 years ago? Hey, enjoy your food,
This
Tony.
guy 5 years ago, Ed Bob. I don't know. Was he talking to you or me?
I don't know,
I've been
man.
here since 2021, Ed Bob. Ed Bob.
Hey, Bob, follow me, man. I'll follow you back. God bless you,
Ed
bro.
Bob says, not scared, waste of time, at least with someone like this that knows nothing. Yeah, Ed Bob. Mike and I are both up 100%. How you doing, bro?
My options are up 450%. So
Yeah, I just sold calls that were up 200% today. How you doing, Ed Bob?
but we don't know nothing, bro.
We don't know shit. We haven't been.
Right?
Ed Bob, I've been covering this fucking stock for 5 years. I've got 17 months of reasons why not to buy the stock until the end of March when I went long. Ed Bob, did you fucking listen?
Hey,
No.
Ed Bob, did you meet Adam
Because you're
like
a fucking dipshit.
And
Ed Bob. Who has two fucking names, Mike? Who has two fucking names? Dipshits. That's who.
Ed Bob.
All right, Mike, on that, we're going to call it a night. Love you. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Ed Bob, fuck you.
Good night.